Blog Talk Radio.
Tell you how we do it. There ain't nothing to it. We're gonna get right to it. You ready? You ready? This is the ProMMANow.com radio network.
Such a huge show tonight after we were off a week. Jeremy Pender's going to return to start things off to talk about his win and what's next for him. We're going to look ahead to the IT Fight Series card that goes down next Saturday in Columbus, Ohio, as Trey Cole, Chico Bays stop by to talk about their big fight. 3 guests from the Knoxville, Tennessee Volunteer Brawl card will be here. Isaac Fine, Evva Johnson, Ben the Ruler Brewer, all 3 stop by. This weekend, we're going to look ahead to the action up at Hoosier Fight Club. Tom Shoaff will return to the show. Gregg Tigner as well. We're going to close things out with Jaleel Willis as he returns to the V3 realm. Fight that goes down on June 21st in Memphis, Tennessee. Not much time for small talk tonight, kids. Sit back, relax. This is Bluegrass MMA Live.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Fighters first, fans always. The Ohio Valley's #1 source for MMA. Broadcasting on the ProMMANow.com radio network. Brought to you by Bangtown Fightwear. This is Bluegrass MMA Live. And now, here are your hosts, Juan Valley and Kerry Thomas.
You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with us, and we love you for that. This is Bluegrass MMA Live, episode 176, brought to you by Bangtown Fightwear. Make sure you check them out at bangtownfightwear.com. And we are off and running. I think we're off and running. Let's Juan's having trouble calling in. Let's call Juan. Always something. I think Gina Begley's stuff is ruining the show. She's having some bad luck, but hey. Let's call Juan. Let's see if we can get him in this way. Oh no.
Yo.
This is how we have to resort to working the controls tonight. It's not starting off promising, Juan Valley.
It's not, and I can tell you right now, I'm not going 2 hours on my phone. It's just not going to happen.
Well, you're gonna have to keep trying.
Hopefully, this blog talk gets fixed out, man. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, welcome. I wonder if Pender will be having the same problem, because tonight of all nights, most of our guests are calling in, and this may very be the last show on Blog Talk.
Hold on. I'm hanging up on this line. I just got through on the other line. So, I'll be back.
All right, so we'll see if Juan gets through here. Oh, there he is. He's back. So, fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed this goes off without a hitch. There's a lot to talk about. We missed a week, Juan. I can't hear you, Juan. Meow, meow, meow. Juan, can you hear me? Hello. Oh, I heard the mic hit.
Can you hear me?
So what
Now?
what happened? You just have it on
Can you
mute
hear
and not
me?
realize what you were doing? Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, just say it. No. I don't want to talk about it. This show is off to a bad start.
Gosh,
I
damn, we
blame
got to
you.
turn
Actually,
this ship around, ladies.
I blame you know what I blame for this? I blame none other than Kelly Patrick of Knockout Hours.
I'm going to blame Matt McCarthy.
You're right. We should just blame him. He's always trying to sell his services to us. It's like, it's not going to happen. Although, at this point, anything's better than Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. I know Gina's been having some troubles. There's always an echo on Wednesday nights with David and Kyle. I wonder, Pender was supposed to already be here, so I wonder if he's having trouble calling in.
That very well could be. Let me message him to see. Yeah, this has got to be the worst week possible because, like you said, a lot of our guests are calling in instead of us calling out.
So this is the deal. I'm making an executive decision, Juan Valley. This is our last week on Blog Talk Radio.
Bullshit. I don't believe it. You say executive decision, but I know your follow-through rate, and this is not going to happen.
Well, I mean, we'll just not do a show. So
people
how about
listening,
that?
the people listening will be disappointed, and we cannot let the people down.
We can give them Kyle and David on Wednesdays, and we can just retire with all the money we've made off Blog Talk.
If by money you mean Layers Trident Gum, I got about 2 sticks.
Is that one of the ads on the site right now?
No, I seen that yesterday though. It was kind of funny.
So,
but yeah, no. So I guess while we're
76, we've tried to do like some Skype stuff, so we'll probably piece that together, which we can actually start on that tomorrow. Piece it together, and then upload the show where there will be no hiccups, and act like we're right there listening, right there with you. But it'll already be done and in the can.
Exactly. And I just found out that our lovely co-host, Aaron Garrett, let us down. Falling through with death, man.
Oh, he said he got a replacement.
That is true, but
wasn't the original.
I didn't want to replace
yes. That I just
say.
did the intro and said Trey Cole will not be joining us, but we'll have Ronnie Shoemaker in about 10 minutes. I guess Pender's probably training. I don't know. We'll catch back up with Jeremy. He's easy to get a hold of. But yes, we're packed out tonight.
Did you see that Pender, fresh off a victory this past weekend over Raymond Yanez up at RFO Big Guns in Mansfield, Ohio, announced that he'll be competing once again later this month
at Bluegrass Brawl, Turf Wars.
Turf Wars.
So he's being a little sly and cautious about who his opponent is. I wonder if he has one or if there's one he has in mind. I was hoping for maybe a call out tonight.
He did tell me who he's calling out.
You think it's the same person I'm thinking of?
Probably not. I'm thinking Gary Thomas. Boom!
Listen, he would have to fight my left leg at 125 pounds.
No, I'm assuming if he's going to call somebody out, I have a feeling I know who it is.
Me too. Oh, I'm going to type it to you. Let's do it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
You beat me to it.
Is that great minds think alike. So
yeah, I doubt it happens, but
yeah,
that
would be fun. Did you have a good weekend in Columbus? Much love to all of you OFC fans who are coming to the website, and much love to all the fans that made it a great close to May and a great kickoff to June over at BluegrassMMA.com, the mothership that has all your news with more and more every day.
I had a great time. It was fun. Going up to OFC with Chris Larkin and J.R. Reeves and, of course, Guyman Wright. They've been doing good things up there lately. Ever since kind of the fall of UBC, the heads went down.
What?
They kind of Aaron Garrett, who runs IT Fight Series, who also is having a show next weekend in Columbus, Ohio, is messaging me. Shout out to him being the best DJ in the world. He did a phenomenal job. He even brought his lights. Those elusive lights he's always talking about that, I'm going to set up on the next show, but he never does. He brought those.
He did?
He set them up there.
Excellent.
He did. Yeah, so, you missed a good show. But the venue at the Northland Performing Arts Center on the north side, or the northern part of Columbus, however you kind of want to look at it, was an awesome venue. I walked in, and kind of like the lobby area, to the first thing that popped in my head was it felt like a movie theater. Like I was going to watch some movies. They had like the concession stand, with TVs and all that. It was pretty sharp. And they had a couple of vendors outside. But, the venue was nice to set up. They had a stage. I mean, it was definitely good venue. I hope they return there. From the sounds of it, they might be later this summer. But all in all, the fights were great. There wasn't really any boring ones that I can think of at the moment. Of course, there was that, I don't say you want to call it controversial, but there's a fan leaving comments on our website to make it seem as though it was a controversy.
And emailing us. But there was a heavyweight fight between two amateurs making their debut. Apparently, by the way, the heavyweight fighters, neither one was above 5'8", 5'9". So that kind of paints a picture there to you. Short and stocky, baby, just how we like our women.
But anyways, it was apparently a west side versus a south side gang fight. I made comment to, I forget who I made comment to. Actually, the Columbus police officer sitting next to me. I said, at least they're in the cage fighting and not on the street fighting where, it could escalate rather quickly. So, although it wasn't as great because the fans were getting very loud and rambunctious to where something might happen, but at least the cops were there. But the fight was, it was entertaining, for two guys making their debut inside the cage. And afterwards, the two sides, from what one person commented, was the gangs of each respective fighter went outside and they called back up. The police called back up, and they had the helicopter flying outside with the spotlight down on.
The ghetto bird, son. The ghetto bird. I feel like what's that East Side Story where they whip out the knives and dance and sing it?
Yeah.
Maybe like Michael Jackson's "Beat It."
A dance competition. Boom.
Oh.
Hey, why don't they
You've
have
been
that?
served.
Fight. Have a dance off inside the cage. During like entertainment. You saw like at the basketball games at halftime, the entertainment. It's like during intermissions at the fights. Have a dance off inside.
This weekend, ladies and gents, as we prepare for our next guest, give you a little taste of what's in store. We've got Hoosier Fight Club going down. Juan may or may not be going there. Oh, he's calling him. So we've got that going on. Reggie Merriweather's on the card. We're going to talk to Tom Shoaff, who was arguably one of the fights of the year so far. And then NAAFS, Driven MMA, Fight Night in the Flats, number 10. A decade of Fight Night in the Flats. I'll be covering that from the comforts of my home with much respect to Go Fight Live and much respect to Driven MMA and NAAFS for making that available. Next weekend is packed from Art of War, IT Fights, Volunteer Brawl, Hard Rock MMA. So we'll slowly infuse all of that information in to Bluegrass MMA for you, our fans. So yeah, for the first time, IT Fight Series will be making their way to Columbus, where OFC just had their show. Columbus is really, UVC did shows there, of course. There's been the UFC's done shows there. I mean, it's really a hotbed, a big spot for MMA, and IT Fights is going to get away from their Lima area, I guess. They're not going to be doing it at the Cube or in anywhere else that they go in that part of the state. So they're going to Columbus. And our next guest is on the card. He's not fought in like a year, so let's bring him on now to see what's been going on with Mr. Ronnie Shoemaker. Ronnie, what's up, man?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Man, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. Couple weeks away from your fight. I guess I got to ask first, where have you been and what have you been doing since your last fight?
During the winter, I go to school, so it's kind of hard for me to stay in the gym, especially to stay focused on a fight. But I have been in the gym. I've been working on my jits a lot. I actually just went over to Indiana for EGO, which is the Extreme Grappling Open. Placed first in gi and second place in no gi. So I've been working on some things during the year I've been down.
Congratulations. I was thinking maybe you were going to say prison, but I guess what you said makes more sense.
No, not me. I stay out of trouble.
Back in Columbus, man, you fought for the UVC up there a couple times in your last couple fights, and getting to go back there, it's IT Fight's first venture to Columbus. What, like having the layoff and I guess going through this like you've had some stretches in between fights before. What's your expectations getting back in the cage?
To be honest, I feel like I'm in way better shape than I have been in a long time. I've actually got into CrossFit real big lately, and I feel like that's helped me with my strength and conditioning. So I feel like I'm at a whole nother level with that. I have to say, MMA, I'm probably still around the same level. My jits has gotten a little better. Been trying to work on my striking, but, that's my downfall. Of course, I've got a wrestling background, so I always fall back to that in fights. But I believe my expectations is to go in there and definitely win this fight. I don't feel like I have a chance of losing at all.
All right, so I want to get your take on this because I'm going to be the first to admit I don't know anything about it. CrossFit for MMA, I see a lot of guys that do it, a lot of guys that like to talk crap about it. What's it like for you? What's it do for you, and what's your typical workout kind of consist of?
Well, we got a program that we go through all week long. I actually instruct a few classes that are at Scrap House MMA. I actually do a couple of our CrossFit classes. Like today was arm day. We hit a lot of upper body, but it's not just hitting the weights. We do it at a fast pace, not real heavy, but at a fast pace, keep it going, go to your next station, bust through it. Today was, we called the workout, I believe it's called Bad Karma, and what it is we'll hit 50 curls with about 95 pounds, and then we'll do kettlebell swings right after that, 10 kettlebell swings. Well, then it's like a ladder. You go down, then it's 40 curls, 20 kettlebells, 30 curls, 30 kettlebells, and just so on forth from that. But with me, I feel like strength and conditioning is such a huge part in MMA, and I feel like CrossFit helps me out so much with the strength and conditioning.
Why all the hate? Why all the naysayers? I mean, do you see that as well? Like on Facebook and just people in general, they automatically discount it because it's not, your normal workouts or whatever the reasons be. Why is that? Why are people so quick to criticize it?
So I'll be the first to say I criticized it at first too, and the reason why a lot of people criticize it is because when you go to competitions, and then you got them guys that are like, oh, CrossFit competition this, competition that with CrossFit. Who wants to compete in working out? Anybody can work out. Who wants to compete in that? I mean, I use it to get my strength and conditioning up too for fighting, but I'd probably never compete in it. That's probably why the downfall is with it, and then you hear people talking bad about it.
So as you prepare for your return, 8-3, you got a solid record, but you started back in what, 2007? Has this been more of a hobby, or is this going to turn into more of a focus once you're out of school? What's the game plan?
To be honest, at first it was something to do for a hobby, pretty much. You know, I've actually been giving it a lot of thought lately, and if I want to take it serious in the future, and I got one more year of school to complete, and I'll be done with school. I have an associate's degree in HVAC, and I'll be a journeyman with Sheet Metal Workers Local 24 Union. And I believe after that I will focus a little harder on fighting, and I'm going to step up and go pro by next spring. And, you know, by then, you know, I'm going to see where I can go with it, take several fights, see how it goes, see how I feel, and we'll see from there.
How do you juggle the school, you know, your personal life, as well as getting the time in to instruct CrossFit, you know, get your workouts in? What's your how do you balance all that? What's your routine with that?
It is extremely hard. With school, I go to school for half the year. It's 2 times a night. For the other half, it's 3 times a night. And I am married and I have a kid. But what helps out with that so much is my wife loves to go to the gym and do CrossFit, and my daughter loves to go to the gym and do kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. And so it helps out so much that my family supports what I do, and they love to go to the gym with me.
That's awesome. So how old's your daughter?
My daughter's 4.
Wow. Already kickboxing.
Yeah,
she really get into
I want her to. Yeah, she does. She loves it. Alfred Leisure, he is a pro fighter. I'm sure you've heard of him. He is her instructor when it comes to kickboxing, and she loves him to death. He's really good with the kids and puts on a really good class, and I think that's kind of why she likes it so much, is because of Alfred.
Now, will she be there next Saturday to watch you fight?
I want her to be, but my wife is still skeptical on it.
That's, you know, I think that's a good point of debate. I took my then 5-year-old daughter to an event with me, and she loved it. And I think as a kid, you kind of see past the violent part of it. You know, I don't think that really registers at that young of an age, and it may screw her up as she gets older. But like the music and the ring girls and just the atmosphere, like my daughter loved it. She had a great time.
Yeah, I took Kendall to Alfred's last fight when he fought Raymond Yanez up at the EAC, and she loved it. She was so into it, and of course she's real close with Alfred too. So, I mean, she was into it, and that's all she talked about for months was Alfred's fight. Alfred did this, Alfred did that. So, I mean, I know she's going to like it, and it isn't like she hasn't seen me with a nosebleed or get a black eye, because she's been in the gym when I've been hurt or had a nosebleed, and she don't mind. She just comes up and is curious about what happened to Daddy.
So what do you do outside of the craziness? You know, when you get a chance just to be with the family or have some alone time, what do you do?
I'm very active. I play softball 2 nights out of the week, which is, I kind of didn't want to play it this year, but I got sucked into playing, and it's kind of taken away from training right now, which I kind of put the teams on hold and told them they had to wait until I was done with this fight. And I also play flag football on the weekends for a team named Columbus Sizzle, and our team actually won states last year.
Like a savage, man. Just an athlete.
I try to stay busy. It helps.
Do you have to cut much weight for your fights, or you pretty much stay right around where you need to be?
I actually, during the winter, I was up to 175, but it was an out of shape 175. But right now I'm walking. Yeah. Right now I'm walking around at about 160, and I was walking around about 160. I started my cut already, and it's not too hard for me. I wrestled for God knows how long. I wrestled all through school and everything, so the weight cut's not a problem for me. I usually do it pretty easily.
The same day weigh-ins. Have you ever got to weigh in the day before, or has your whole career been weighing in the same day?
My whole MMA career has been the same day weigh-ins. I've been to jiu-jitsu tournaments when you get to weigh in the day before, and it makes a difference.
So as you look to go pro, do you think maybe you could do 135? Or you know, what does that change, like kind of the trajectory of your career, knowing that you can weigh in the day before as a professional?
My trainers and I have discussed this a lot. I personally think it'd be a big help to me to cut the 35 because I feel like I'm still a small 45-pounder, especially if I move on to pro. Josh Williams is one of my main trainers, and Alfred. We've talked about it several times, and we feel like I'd be stronger and better at 135. But I'm going to be completely honest, and some people might say I sound like a sissy for this. My wife is going to be pissed. Oops, sorry. She's going to be mad if I cut the 135.
Why's that? Why would she care?
She hates when I cut weight anyways because she says I'm too skinny. So if I cut the 135, that's an extra 10 pounds. She'll be pretty mad. But I personally think it'll be for the best if I did cut the 35 as a pro.
She's just looking after her man. She doesn't want to see any long-term ill effects or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. She's concerned. I was with her all through high school, too, so she's been through my ups and downs during wrestling season and watching me cut weight all year round for wrestling, too. So,
high school sweethearts, and she stayed with you through the MMA, through going to school, doing all this crazy stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's stuck around.
Well, man, I appreciate you doing this. The fight is next Saturday in Columbus, Ohio. Ronnie Shoemaker will make his return to the cage. Listen, man, before I let you go, I want to give you a chance to give any shout-outs or thank yous or anything you want to throw out there to the listeners.
Actually, I got a couple sponsors. Columbus. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. We got Babbitt Bearing, which is on Frank Road. That works on rear ends, axles, and stuff. Actually, my father-in-law, he's always supported me. And then Evans Concrete, a good friend of mine who also sponsors me. And then always Scrap House MMA. It's my home in Grove City, and I love it there. Good family gym and good MMA gym.
Well, man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. We will be there next Saturday as you return to the cage. Until then, take care, have fun with your weight cut, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
There you guys go. Ronnie Shoemaker, husband, father, fighter, student, football player. Kind of the total package. Impressive as an amateur. His career has been kind of strung out. Sometimes life does that to you. Sometimes people are super serious and dive right in, and sometimes people can fall back into the sport and kind of jump in and out. And I think, Juan, being a natural athlete, or like in his case, being a wrestler in high school, kind of helps with that, to have that background, to be able to take breaks and focus on other things and still be successful.
It does. You're absolutely right. It does. Doing anything growing up, you kind of mold yourself into the inner workings of a given sport or whatever it is that you do. It definitely helps later on in life because, you're used to the pressures that it takes. In this case, weight cutting, or, getting into combat competition, getting hit. It definitely does help out. It is good to see that he's stepping back in the cage, and I was very happy to hear that he's planning on making his professional debut by next spring. So I'm very excited about that. Hopefully that he does follow through with that and eventually does take that leap into the pros.
Speaking of making that leap to the pros, I believe our next guest is with us. He makes his pro debut in the co-main event next Saturday night. The one and only, could this be Mr. Chico Bays? Chico, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Man, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know we're a couple weeks away from the fight. your professional debut, man. Start back
Yeah,
0-0.
man, I'm excited.
Money on the line. How's it feel?
Yeah. Just a blessing, man. I'm just ready to give it a shot in the pros and stake my claims in the fight game. So I'm excited.
Now, talking with David McKinney and the guys from up in Ohio, this is like a long-awaited thing. You know, people have been waiting for you to make your professional debut. Have you felt that? Have you felt like the anticipation of this moment kind of growing through your amateur career?
Yeah, I felt it. I was getting a lot of questions about when I was turning pro. I just wasn't in a rush. I felt I needed to shore up my technique on the ground and, of course, continue to work on my stand-up. So it wasn't a big rush. But I'm happy to be here now, man. I'm excited.
You're returning to IT Fight Series, and you're making your professional debut there. Your last fight there was in 2012. What's your experience been like working with Scott and now with Aaron Garrett, and you get to make your pro debut there in Columbus? What's it like working with that crew?
Those guys are awesome. You know, if you needed anything, which I don't need much, they were there. You had any questions, very polite. A lot of promoters and guys who put together fights, you just get the notion that they're just in a rush to sell tickets and then that's it. But with those guys, it was genuine, and they had a relationship with my coach prior to that. So I felt like they were good people.
What's the biggest difference in the Chico Bays that made his debut years ago to the Chico Bays that's making his professional debut next Saturday?
I would say just I've learned a lot, and I've gotten better technical on the ground. I came into the sport from Taekwondo and boxing, so my first fight I only up to the year on the ground, and later on in my amateur career, I could tell that wasn't enough. So I just rededicated myself to being better with my wrestling defense and being better with jiu-jitsu and submission defense and awareness. And I take my diet a lot more serious. I'm always trying to read up, get an edge above someone. I pride myself on working harder than everyone. And I stay in the gym. I'm a gym rat. So I would say I've grown a lot just experience-wise and being a lot smarter fighter on the ways I maintain my diet when I'm not fighting, things like that.
As a self-admitted gym rat, what do you do outside the gym? You know, what kind of takes you away from training, or when you get some free time, what do you do to kind of relax and enjoy yourself?
Actually, my free time is I have an 11-month-old baby boy, so actually when I'm free, I actually take him to the gym and let him crawl around on the mat while I train, or sometimes if I get a chance, I will go fishing, and I do like to go to the hookah lounge every now and again.
The hookah lounge. That's the first we've heard on the show. How has becoming a father changed you in general? You know, from fighter to just the everyday Chico Bays.
It just makes you want more. The desire to win is like, I already thought it was high, but now it's like a lot higher. I always feel like, you know, when my career is done, I don't ever want to go back and have my son seeing me get my butt kicked, and you know, and then just the means to provide for him, maybe hopefully be able to pay for his college education, you know, be able to provide him the things he wants. So it just makes you work that much harder, just a lot more dedicated. I've actually lost a lot of friends and damaged a lot of relationships because now I choose to actually really stay in the gym. So I mean, it's hard, but I always tell someone you can't be great by slacking. So that's what I'm trying to be, is great.
What do you know about your opponent, Trey Cole, coming out of Indiana? You know, he has a pretty lengthy amateur career. What have you kind of looked at as far as this fight goes, and this being your professional debut? How much game planning do you do? Do your coaches watch film? Do you watch film? How do you go about getting ready?
We always try to find film on the guys. I think his last fight was like a year ago. It didn't really show too much. He lost by submission, but we did notice that all his wins are by submission and all his losses are by submission. So it's obvious he's a ground guy. As far as my training, I used to be early in my amateur career stuck on like what the guy was, like, oh, he's a wrestler, or oh, he's a striker. But now my training is just to prepare for both. So it doesn't matter what the guy's repertoire is. I just make sure I cover all areas in training. I've actually added personals for my Thai and personals for my jiu-jitsu, so in wrestling. So it becomes a lot detail oriented, and you also get that one-on-one time to critique and make things better. So I just prepare for everything. Like me as a fighter, I always say I don't care what the guy is. I'll let my coach decide if it's a good fight or not and plan ahead. But we plan for everything.
Obviously not looking past next week's fight, but have you talked to your coaches? Do you have kind of a game plan of how you'd like to see the rest of the year go as a professional and kind of the route you want to take to find success, or do you take it one fight at a time?
Yeah, definitely one fight at a time. For me, in my head, every fight now is definitely that championship fight. I'm the underdog. I won this belt, so that's how I look at every fight. No taking anyone lightly. Just preparation is key. You know, like I just make sure I'm ready. You know, so as long as I'm ready, if I lose, no excuses. But my aim is to be great again. That's what I aim for. Just to keep shooting as high as I can, man.
Now, obviously, you're a little bit older than most people making their professional debut. Do you feel that? Like when you're training, do you feel older?
Oh, no. They don't call me the ninja for no reason, man. I'm faster than a lot of those young guys. So lucky enough to have been blessed to have no wear and tear, no broken bones or anything like that. No. I actually feel like I'm right there with them, if not better than them. So speed, accuracy, agility, like I can hang with the younger guys.
That's got to make them mad. Like, man, this guy's 32, I'm 21, and he's beating me, and that's got to put like a good chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, because you know when I was young, I used to complain when I was in the gym lifting weights, like, man, I don't have no grip strength. And my best friend's dad used to always tell me, like, no, you don't get your grip and your strength till you're like 30. So now I'm 30, I realize what he's saying. So I'm like, oh, it's actually like a added weapon. You know, you get your grown man strength. Some of these guys are still young and maturing body-wise. So it could be a step up or it could be a step back. So fortunately, I'm in good health and I stay in shape. So I'm running neck and neck with them, if not better. A lot of these guys duck me anyway, so.
Man, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. We are just a couple weeks away next Saturday. You don't have to weigh in on the same day now. How does that affect weight cut or anything, or does it change things at all?
I guess I'll be able to answer that question after it happens and how my performance is, because I'm so used to weighing in the day of and then fighting at night. I've got it to where science to where I've cut 10 pounds the day of for my amateur fight and able to refuel and give it a go. But of course now it's 5-minute rounds. I get a day to recover. So my main thing is just making sure I have a process I go through, so make sure I stick to the process of refueling my body the right way. Don't overdo it, and I'll be able to let you know after Saturday the 14th if it was better or not.
We will definitely have to check back in and see how that goes. But before I let you go, man, I want to give you a chance to give any shout-outs or thank yous to anybody that's helped you prepare for this fight, or to anybody listening that supports you. It's your time, man. Take it away.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank my coach who's been with me since day one, as Josh Williams. Buckeye closed down, of course, so he's over at Ronin. And ever since I moved to Ronin, Luke Zachridge has been like a big brother. It's like family over there. So Vitor Oliveira, CJ, Coach Boggs, Falcon, all of my teammates, definitely my family. They support me. They push me. My mom, my kids, they push me to do better. And just you guys for even taking the time to have me call in for an interview. I appreciate it.
Well, man, we're big fans. We will be there at your professional debut, first of many professional fights to come. Chico Bays, take care, man. We will see you next Saturday in Columbus.
Okay, thank you, guys.
There you go. Chico Bays, the much-anticipated professional debut, a guy that took some time off, came back, was successful in his last fight, and of course, it's always as an amateur. Once you get 5-6 wins, it's like, man, when are you gonna go pro? When are you gonna go pro? Which can be good. Sometimes people do need to go pro, but then sometimes you take a different route and you take 10, 12, 13 amateur fights. I guess it all depends on the person, and Juan for Chico, it's not like he was getting any younger, and he's proven himself.
That is absolutely. That's right. He trains with a great team out there in Columbus. I look at it. There's many factors you have to take into consideration before you make that eventual jump to the professionals. One, of course, is being age. You have to take that into consideration. Somebody that might be 19, 20, or 10 fights. I would say still go on a few more fights. Just make sure that you're absolutely ready, because once you go pro, as everybody knows, there's no going back. That's your record for life. So you don't want to make that screw up and what ruined what could have been great. Kind of like life, Gary. As a kid, you're under 18, you can make mistakes. You turn 18, your record gets expunged. You get to start all over again.
It's like freedom.
It is like freedom. It is. That just thought popped in my head. That thought popped in my head. I don't know why.
Coming
you
up
must be accustomed
to what?
To being bad as a kid growing up out there in Kentucky.
I don't know what your bias and things are to what happens in Kentucky, but it's probably not what you think. Probably a lot calmer, probably maybe a little more sophisticated than your very own upbringing.
My assumption of Kentucky is what yours is of Ohio.
I've heard your stories. You've told me the stories of what you did growing up. So
I was the same.
Oh, coming up next Saturday. Gosh damn it, Tim Loy. He can't put on a show on like a Wednesday night or something that we can attend. It's always got to be the night. There's 10 other events, and not that we shy away from Tennessee MMA. We try to get there as much as we can, but our good friend John Morehouse, the MMA Insider, kind of has that lane covered. And I see out in the chat room Adam Primetime Townsend, who has his own blog talk show. I got to be one of the first guests on that show, Juan. He's not asked you on the show.
Time out.
He
First off, is Primetime in the chat room right now?
Mm-hmm.
This guy invites you first over me?
Yeah, he invited me to...
I'm putting a lifetime ban on Primetime on our show.
He invited me to go to Myrtle Beach with him, too. I think that's where he's at right now. Nah, I'm just kidding. He didn't invite me to go to the beach. But if I'd have wanted to go to the beach with him, I'd have went.
Now, how was this show? I haven't listened to it. I didn't even know he had one.
It's funny. It's what you would expect out of Adam Townsend. He's getting better at interviewing people. He's got a lot of good guests on there. So
that's good. That's awesome.
So Tim Loy's got this show at the amphitheater at the World's Fair Park in Knoxville. It's kind of like what they're doing at Fight Nights in the Flats, indoor, outdoor kind of deal. It's their first go. It's the first time MMA's been back to Knoxville in a while. We're going to talk with Ben Brewer, who's in the main event. Later on, Isaac Fine, who's returning to the cage. Evva Johnson from right here in Kentucky. She's in the amateur main event, taking on Amy Coleman. That should be just a kick-ass fight. But do you feel like on those weeks, and we get them ever so often, it's like a mega week, 4 or 5 events that personally we would love to go to, but you just can't. Or maybe you can't. Juan just leaves me. Doesn't say, hey, hold on, I'm going to answer the phone. Nothing. I don't know. Juan's talking to Adam Townsend right now, so we'll see. We got a few minutes before our next guest comes on. Oh, now the switchboard starts lighting up, so Juan needs to get in there and handle his business. We'll see. All right. As Juan talks with our next guest, let's check in with the vacationing Adam Townsend. Adam, what's up?
I heard y'all talking about me. I just figured I'd, jump in, say what's up to everybody.
How's vacation?
Oh, I didn't really much of a vacation. I went down and trained for like 4 days, but no, it was fun. It was dirty Myrtle as usual. Y'all know how dirt Myrtle Beach is.
Are you already back home?
Oh yeah, we just went Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We come back home Sunday actually.
Gotcha. So our next guest is already on the line, but real quick, your fight is in just a couple weeks. You got a new opponent for V3. Are you ready to go to Memphis?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I'm getting pumped about Memphis. Man, you gotta have me on. We gotta talk all about that shit later. I was just coming to bullshit tonight. I heard y'all in there talk about me. I'm pissed off at Juan. I ain't never listened to my damn show. That's some bullshit.
He doesn't even listen to the shows that are on this network. We do 4 shows.
I don't.
4 shows a week on this very network. He doesn't listen to any of them.
I mean, I think my show is very. Let me tell you something. It's going to flatter you. I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I was on there the other night, and Maggie's like, "You need to be more serious on your show." And I was like, "This is my show. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want on my show." And she's like, "Yeah, but I mean, if you are you trying to be like Gary Thomas, or are you trying to be you?" I'm like, "I'm trying to be me." I'm like, "So Gary Thomas is some big name motherfucker that we're gonna." That's what she said. She said, "Are you trying to be like Gary Thomas, or are you trying to be like you?" I'm like, "I'm trying to be like me."
Oh, I love you, Maggie.
Yeah. So there you go, man.
All right, man. We'll definitely set something up before the fight. We're going to talk with Jaleel Willis later, who's on the card, and
cool.
Yeah, I'm pumped to break that down. So enjoy yourself, man.
All right, bro. I'll see y'all. See you, Juan.
Adam Townsend, a surprise guest, as we welcome in our next guest, who will be on the Volunteer Brawl card. He's with us right now, Mr. Isaac Fine. Isaac, what's up, my man?
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I just got done sparring with Vince and Virgil, so it's time to recover and get ready to rest and get up tomorrow and do it all over again.
Now, how does that treat you? You know, one of the best in the business in Vince St. Preux, just whipping your ass. Is that a day-to-day thing, or how's that work out?
It's about like it sounds. Vince for 2 minutes, and then Virgil's Wicker for 2 minutes, and then all night long, 30 minutes. That
has to be a recipe for success, right? When you train with the elite, it's gonna rub off on you.
That's the plan. We got to travel a couple of months ago. I got to go with Vince down to Brian Stan's gym, worked out with him and Douglas Lima and Diego Lima and all these studs, and it was great being in the same room with guys that I've watched on TV before I even got into fighting. It was awesome. I'm getting a lot of really good opportunities in Knoxville Martial Arts Academy with Eric Turner and Joey Zonas.
What's that transition been like? Because I remember I was about to come watch one of your fights, and you got a new job. Your life had kind of caught up with you, and it's been a minute since you fought. What transpired between then and now?
Well, a lot really. I took a new job at work, doing kind of the same sort of IT stuff that I've done, but just on different platforms, different systems. So there's been that. We bought a house, so we moved from Sevierville to Knoxville. So I was training at Fit Factory up there. Great group of guys at Fit Factory. Got a really good reception when we moved to Knoxville, training with Eric and Joey, and like all those guys took me in as family. And then also I'm splitting my time up training strictly jiu-jitsu at Gracie Baja under Samuel Braga, who's a 6-time world champion. So getting top-notch training for sure.
So now that it's been a minute since you've been in the cage, do you worry about that mystical ring rust that everybody talks about, or do you feel like that will even be an issue?
I think I got all the ring rust beaten out of me tonight, so I think I'll be all right.
This is a big fight. Matt Brown 1-0. You're in the co-main event. Like, it's to have the absence and then to step kind of right back into the spotlight. Is that intimidating at all, or is that something that you can kind of relish in the moment that hey, this is something pretty big?
Man, I'm just gonna get in there and have fun and enjoy competing. I love martial arts. I love competing in MMA. I love practicing and training MMA. Even though I hadn't fought in a year, I've trained 6 days a week, pretty much twice a day for as long as I've been doing this. That's just my life. I get up, I go to work, I get off work, and I go straight to the gym. And I'm usually running or lifting weights on my lunch break at work. So I'm in a good opportunity to be able to train like I do. I've got a loving, supportive wife that she's there for me. She works a lot too, so our schedules line up perfectly. Now all that's getting ready to kind of get turned on its head this October when our little girl gets here. But from now to October, it's just going to be work and train.
Wow, so this is like a big time in your life. You go, you take your first professional fight. Your career's booming. You're going to be a dad. Yep. I don't think you can prepare to the gills for your fight. There's nothing going to be able to prepare you to be a dad. People told you that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had these misconceptions about I was going to be what kind of father I was going to be, and then boom, had a little girl. Is all over, over, man. When you started, and if I can remember, your amateur career started out a little rough, but you transformed, like even your body transformed, and you went on 5-fight winning streak. What's that journey been like for you? Not only like competing wise, but just physically and for your confidence and kind of the whole demeanor of being Isaac Fine. What's that been like this journey?
Well, I kind of break it down into two different phases where, I started off, 1 and 2 as a heavyweight. I won my first fight on like 3 months training. Probably shouldn't have taken a fight that early, but I did and won, and that was great. And then I dropped the next 2 fights, and it really started getting me thinking because I was walking at, 265, 275, up to 280 at the time. And it really got me thinking about light heavyweight because when I was in college, before I got put on a 100-pound, gaining lineman diet, I was about 230. So, I worked hard for about 4.5 months to drop that 80 pounds and went back down to 220 cutting range to 205, and now I'm walking about 230, 235. And even after I lost all that weight, I lost the next fight. I fought Dustin Long. And that was a big turning point for me because it really made me think, well, man, I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and I hadn't won a fight. But, I kept at it. There was no quit in me. And I went on. I actually won my next 7 fights in MMA. I went from 1 and 3 to 8 and 3 and became ranked number 1 in the state as an amateur at 205. So I feel like, that adversity has prepared me for this fight. And, while that was going on, I was also taking my kickboxing record to, I think I was 8-1 or 9-1 as a kickboxer, and I won a state championship in jiu-jitsu.
Was there something that, just flipped the switch? I mean, something that inside you that just said, it's time to change or a different mindset, or how does that happen? You know, because losing
Sure.
can become a habit just like winning can. You know, you can get in the rut and be content with being a loser. How do you break that, or how did you break that?
One, I hate to lose at anything. I hate to lose at chess or checkers or anything. Super Mario Brothers, I don't care. I want to win. But for me, you know, we lived in East Knoxville at the time, and I had about a 40-minute commute to my office, and we moved to Sevierville, where the job that I did in South Knoxville, it was about a 10-minute commute, so it made things easier there. I started training at Fit Factory under Gene Click, and he really helped me with controlling my emotions and being calm when I fought and looking at it more as a sport and not as a street fight. And as soon as I did that, man, that really helped me, you know, turn things around. I started training more in the gi also, which sharpened up my ground game, helped me my striking, and then, you know, I feel like in transitioning from Sevierville to KMAA, I've brought a good skill set that, you know, Eric Turner is just he's not going to try to change what I've already built. He's just going to try to tweak and improve. And I think putting all that together should lead to, you know, a good outcome, a good performance for me next Saturday.
Obviously I've seen Gene corner, I've seen Eric corner as well, and he reminds me a lot of, like, maybe just a little bit more amped up version of Greg Jackson. He seems like he's very cerebral. You know what I mean? Like he can control what you're thinking, calm you down, or pump you up, whatever it needs to be. How does that affect fighters, and you in particular, when you've got all that adrenaline, all that emotion, then you've got Eric, who's kind of nonchalantly, matter-of-factly talking to you in between rounds as you're getting your face punched in?
It's perfect for me because, you know, I'm a solution engineer by trade, so everything that I do, it's all cerebral, analytical, you know, problem solving, that sort of thing. So having his mindset of someone that's going to analyze the other guy, break him down, keep me thinking about it level-headedly, so I'm just going to go out and execute a game plan. You know, as long as I'm just executing a game plan, I'm good. I can go for my cardio's fine, striking, wrestling, ground, wherever the fight goes. As long as I'm calm and executing my game plan, I'm good to go. So Eric is just accentuating that and helping me to capitalize on my strengths.
Amazing. Does Chris Wright still come in the gym? Because I feel like he's like the hype man. He can be the KMMA hype man.
Yeah, Chris Wright still trains at KMAA, and he still works out also at Gracie Baja, so I see him all the time. And he does get me hyped, even if I'm just rolling.
Oh, man, a great group. So now that you're a professional, how does that change your mindset? You know, you kind of start back from scratch. Money's on the line. You know, with each fight, the stakes are kind of raised. For you, how does that change things?
At this point, man, it really doesn't change my mindset at all. The rounds are a couple minutes longer. You can do some different things as far as the rules, but other than that, I mean, you know, it's not all that much different from me fighting as an amateur. I'm just going to approach it like, you know, the way that I've been training is the way that I've been fighting. So when I go in and, you know, I'm with Vince and Virgil and we're doing our hard sparring rounds, you know, the level of training that I'm getting, I've got a lot of respect for Matt Brown as a fighter, but nobody is as tough as a Bellator and a UFC guy going in on you all the time.
When I saw who you were fighting, I thought you were fighting Matt the Immortal Brown. I thought, what the hell? How did Tim Loy sign this? This is amazing.
Yeah, I had another 80-pound weight loss.
Well, man, I appreciate you doing this. I've tried to talk Tim Loy into having these shows on, like, Wednesday night because it's such a horrible scheduling conflict. The one time, I've actually won a couple times, but the one time that I would have been able to see you fight is when your life caught up to you, and I didn't get to see it. But I'm excited after following your career for so long that you've got this opportunity. Big fight next Saturday in this awesome venue, kind of the newness. You're right there at home in Knoxville, so exciting times for you and the gym. Before I let you go, man, I want to give you a chance to give any shout-outs or thank yous or anything you want to throw out there to the listeners.
Sure, thanks. First, I want to thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate all the fans that are going to come out and watch. I want to say thank you to Eric Turner and Joey Zonar. You guys are great MMA instructors. Professor Samuel Braga at Gracie Baja, Ovi and St. Preux, Justin Fisher, Jason King, all you guys at KMA. You took me in like family. Laban Props, Michael Truitt at Gracie Baja. I appreciate all you guys and all the work that you've done.
If we were to want to find you out on the internet, how would we do that?
I'm on Facebook, or primarily I'm on Facebook right now. I don't have a website set up yet.
You're gonna have to get on Twitter, man. You're gonna have to get with OSP and get hip to the Twitter game.
That reminds me, I am on Twitter. It's I'm obviously not on there that much, right? It's at IsaacFine01.
There you go. Well, give him a follow on Twitter. If you're in the area, get out, support local MMA. And huge show, co-main event. Isaac, wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. Enjoy yourself, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, sir. Have a good night.
There you go. Isaac Fine, making his professional debut. Sit back, relax. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with Miss Evva Johnson.
Intimidation Clothing has proven to be the biggest supporter of local MMA in the industry, sponsoring the top regional events across the globe. While other brands come and go, Intimidation is a brand that represents stability, with over 110 different styles of high-quality t-shirts, hats, hoodies, training gear, and more. Browse our premium quality merchandise at IntimidationClothing.com and use Radio 10 to save 10% off your order. When you think local MMA, think Intimidation Clothing. Nobody supports local MMA like Intimidation. Nobody.
Join us every Sunday morning from 9 until 10 for the Knockout Hour with Kelly Patrick and Carlo Kellum. We are the only show in the area that covers both boxing and MMA. The Knockout Hour is brought to you by Turf Wars, who brings you the finest professional and amateur MMA fighters from all across the country to you here in Kentucky. For more details on the next Turf Wars event, be sure to visit BluegrassMMA.com and tune in every Sunday morning to the Knockout Hour from 9 until 10.
You're listening to the Ohio Valley's #1 source for MMA. This is Bluegrass MMA Live. Now, once again, your hosts, Juan Valley and Gary Thomas.
Coming back at you, hour number 2, kicking off right now. Bluegrass MMA Live on this, our first Tuesday in June. It's a big start to the month. Couple big events this week, a ton of big events next week as we keep this year, man. Juan, I feel like 2014 has maybe already surpassed 2013 with like just the general excitement that I don't know that we've brought, that we feel. I don't know, it just feels like everything's kind of kicked up a notch.
Dang it, I was on mute again. You're absolutely right. This year has already been, in my eyes, surpassed last year. And we still have a whole half a year left. So who knows where we are in the next 6 months as far as us personally and local MMA.
Us personally, yep. So, like, as I was saying before Primetime called in, before Isaac came in, like, I really want to go to the Volunteer Brawl. And, like, here's the dilemma. I can go to Hard Rock where I'm familiar, I got a lot of people that I know, Gary Copeland, of course, Brandon Hard Rock Higdon, a lot of fighters that we cover are going to be there. But I feel the same way about Volunteer Brawl, and IT Fights and Art of War. It's like, can I clone myself? Or can we maybe start the events at like 8 a.m., stagger them throughout the day with enough time to drive in between each one, and see how it goes?
That would be awesome if that were to ever happen. Unfortunately, it never will. But honestly,
I mean, Saturday, 12:30, I was watching the UFC. Why can't we do that here? Obviously, it wasn't 12:30 where it was happening at, but still.
I'm going to say something that I repeat over and over and over again. But you're never going to leave the state of Kentucky.
Juan.
Yes, you have before the past.
I have this year with
you.
I've been out of Kentucky more than you've been out of Ohio. Well, I'm not counting Turf Wars because that's like 20 minutes from your house.
That's a bold-faced lie, my friend. Bold-faced lie. You need to go back to the record books and look up the stats there. But I'm not in the competition to count who's been where how many times. All right, I'll leave that to you.
I am going to have to point out we've been.
You go to Hard Rock nearly every time. Granted, I love those guys. They're amazing people. I miss going down there.
You go to IT Fights every time.
I didn't go to their second event in last August.
Oh, okay. I didn't go to a Hard Rock show in 2011. I stayed home.
Or you didn't get to that private show, which was awesome, by the way.
That's true.
But anyways, our next guest is on the line.
All right, if you will get that prepared, our next guest, her last fight was for kind of weird at Hard Rock MMA. She is going to travel to Knoxville, where she is going to fight for the Tennessee State Female Bantamweight Championship against Amy Coleman, who's teammates with Scott Holtzman. And it's going to be a huge fight. It's the amateur main event. Just another reason that if you're near Knoxville, you know, this is a huge card. I don't know how to stress it more, but like we just talked with Isaac, we're going to talk to Ben a little later, and we've got our next guest who'll be going after that title, Miss Evva Johnson. Evva, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us tonight. Knoxville, Tennessee. I feel like you couldn't pay to have somebody fight you locally. It's been a struggle for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, and as I hear, my opponent's been a struggle for her, so I think it'll be an awesome matchup.
It is, and you know, this is like, I feel the pride of the Bluegrass is behind you here, because you can go down there and snatch the Tennessee title. Like, I feel like we could start a rivalry there.
Yeah, I mean, the UK-UT rivalry's always been great, so hopefully a Kentucky girl can pull out a W against a Tennessee, because I know in her hometown she's going to have a lot of support, which is awesome, but I've got some true blue fans coming down to support me as well, so it should be great.
As you kind of had a break, you came back earlier this year, and you got the Hard Rock MMA title. How important is it for you moving forward to stay active? Because I know it's been difficult for you to find fights, and I know going pro is going to be a priority. So how important is it for you to kind of get as many fights as you can and seek out those opportunities wherever they may be?
Yeah, well, I mean, alluding back to me having difficulties finding fights, and you know, I am aging and always wanted a family, so my break was because I had my beautiful son. He's now 10 months old, so he's awesome. And then, you know, just trying to get back in shape after the pregnancy and getting some more active fights and staying active has been a top priority, whether I have to travel or go anywhere, because, I do want to knock that ring rust off that I've had. The breaks that I've had, always improving, because when I go pro, I want to be at the best top level I can be and can just continue to be the best and the best and the best, and obviously train to the highest level that I can get to.
You know, in circles, a lot of people in your situation that I've seen would shy away from a fight like this. You know, you come in, stellar record, everybody knows your skill set. She's undefeated. This is a fight that a lot of, especially amateurs, they shy away from. But I feel like there's probably no hesitation for you to take this fight.
No, as soon as they told me that there was a fight open, I absolutely would take it, because I want to go against great opponents. If if I don't have great opponents and I just pad my record, then I don't want to get false confidence that I'm not a good fighter. And then when I do step into that professional level and I know that these fighters are serious and they're ready to go, you know, I want to be on my game. I don't want to start out as a pro 0-5 because I was not prepared in my amateur record. So I want to beat the best of the best amateurs and prepare myself so that I can be an excellent professional in the future.
How do you juggle that, getting your own training in, and I've seen you at the fights cornering and your teammates. How do you go from being training as a fighter yourself to helping your teammates and you know, some of your students prepare?
Man, we all just train together. They are my brothers. You know, of course, I try to take out private time, and with being a mom, it's really difficult. And I'm actually going to college as well, so I've got a packed schedule, but I've got it broke down. I have wonderful family and friends that help me out whenever I need it, and man, we just train together. You know, I'll stop in the middle of my training and I'll coach them if something's wrong or whatever, and then we just go back to training. And we focus on whoever's fight's coming up. And, like, I have a couple of my boys fighting this weekend, so we focused all week on just them. And then next week it'll be all me and preparing for our fight on June 14th. And so, I mean, whoever's up, we treat them, they're what we call the prom queen. They're everything 110% into who's fighting and their game plans and getting them in shape and making sure they're the best they can be prepared for their opponent.
The prom, that's awesome. The prom queen.
Yeah. They get all the attention.
How do you juggle all of that? I mean, are you a person that there's some people that like have an agenda book and they write everything down, or how do you kind of keep track of everything that you have to do with such a busy life?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I have a bunch of calendars that I have appointments set. I mean, I've got calendars everywhere, sticky notes everywhere. But like I said, I have a wonderful family and friends, and most of the time my baby goes to the gym with me, and he's right there on the mat with me, playing and rolling around right there while I'm training. So, I mean, he's always there by my side, so he's an excellent baby, born and raised in the gym, so he's great. And I mean, like I said, everybody helps me. I get very little sleep, which is okay. Coffee's a very good invention. keeps you going. I mean, so but I do balance it out. If I wasn't busy and I wasn't doing things and wasn't stimulating my mind in every aspect of life, I'd probably go crazy. So it's just good for me. I've always been that way, just burning, got to do everything.
How do you prepare for somebody like Amy Coleman? Is this something where do you sit down and go through film? You know, do your coaches go through film? How, you know, when you're in preparation for a fight, how much do you get involved in what the other person's doing or what you think they're going to do?
I have excellent coaches. I have about 3 or 4 different coaches in different aspects of my life at different gyms, not only at my gym, but at different gyms that I cross-train at. And they get together and they put a game plan together that they feel is the best for my strengths and my opponent's strengths and weaknesses. And they actually hand write it out. It's really cool. And I have to read it every day, so it's in my mind every day. And then we work on different techniques to what my game plan is over the course of several weeks. And if I follow that game plan to a T, I know I'll always come out the winner. So it's a mental thing that you have to go through and train your body, because every opponent's different, obviously. And with her being undefeated, you know, she's had nobody figure her out yet. And so we're hoping that our game plans, I believe in my heart, 110% solid, and that we will come out with a W. But we know it's not going to be easy either. So she's a very tough opponent, but we look forward to the challenge. So hopefully it'll be a great fight.
When this fight opportunity comes about and you get to work with Tim Loy, who's one of the masterminds in Tennessee MMA, what's the experience been like? Because this is a brand new event. You know, this is a big fight for you. What's all the emotions and the preparation and planning? What's that like for you?
It's been great. I mean, Tim's been awesome. He's always stayed in communication with me, made everything very, very clear. You know, the venue, he sent me a picture of the venue. It looks awesome. I've never fought outside before, so I think that would be great. It seems like, you know, there's going to be good seats no matter where you're at, and I mean, it's been stressful preparing because, like I said, I know she's tough. I respect her abilities, you know, and it's just been great because I'm just so excited to be against a wonderful opponent and to be challenged and to see how my preparation will come out of it and see what the result is, and my hard work and sacrificing the hours away from my son and staying up late nights to finish my college homework because I'm working out and doing all this stuff and still preparing my teammates for their fights. So, I mean, he's been awesome. Like I said, he's kept me in contact. I feel it's going to be a great promotion, a great fight. I know a lot of people are hyped about it. I've seen on Facebook and some Twitter posts and all that stuff. So I think we're going to put on a great show, and hopefully everybody will enjoy it.
Now, not looking past this fight, but obviously you've got a career to think about. What have you guys talked about? What's next? You know, with a win, do you automatically go pro? Kind of what's in the cards for Evva after this fight?
Yeah, I think it's a bad omen to even set fights before you have one finished. I don't look past anybody because I respect everybody no matter what. Obviously, there has been talk about it through the Kentucky Commission because I did have that layoff, and we've, you know, I have to get, again, the ring rust knocked off, make sure, you know, that I'm at the level I need to be. And, you know, after this fight, evaluate win, lose, or draw. Whatever it comes out to be, we're going to evaluate my skill set, evaluate how I'm feeling, and then, you know, we might do another amateur depending on what happens. If not, might go automatically pro. It's all a learning process, and obviously what comes out of this fight and how I react and what I'm doing to change up my game plan and evolve as a fighter. So, I mean, there's a lot of decisions, but I don't make those decisions until after the fight, and it's truly, again, it would be based on my performance and how I feel and the opportunities that come to me. You know, obviously, if Dana White called me tomorrow and said, I'm giving you a contract, nobody's going to shy away from that. So, I mean, you got to use common sense, too. You know, but it really depends on what's best for me, what my coaches think's best for me in my career in the right direction. So it's really up to them after this fight what the results are and how I perform at my best.
So you've got all this craziness going on, mother, student, teammate, all this. What's the first thing you do after the fight? Do you get to take a break? Do you go out to eat? How do you kind of take that deep breath and relax after it's all over?
The greatest thing that I do after every fight is go get a big cheesecake. That is like my thing. I love cheesecake because I've been cutting weight and stressing out, and cheesecake is my thing. And all my teammates, they laugh at me. They think it's the funniest thing ever. But I do. I go get a big slice of cheesecake. That's my 10 minutes of heaven. And then we go back to work. So, I mean, the day after a fight, maybe I might rest on Sunday and then be back Monday in the gym. So there's really no rest. It's a continuous thing. Life never stops. It's always changing. So, you know, you just got to keep continuing to get better and better and better. You never quit. Like I said, win, lose, or draw. I mean, you just got to keep going. So there'll be no break, really. Just my 10 minutes of cheesecake heaven, and then I'll be on again.
Like a savage, always on the grind. Listen, I appreciate you taking the time out so much. This is a huge card. You're the amateur main event. It goes down next Saturday in Knoxville. Before I let you go, though, I want to give you a chance to throw out any shout-outs, thank yous, anything you want to throw out to our listeners.
Well, obviously, first and foremost, I thank God because He's awesome and has given me so many opportunities. Jeff Turner, my coach at East West Team Martial Arts, Rob Nickerson, my coach at Reaction MMA, Scott Ward, my coach at Team Warrior Concept, all my sponsors, Cumberland Dental, out in Blakely, the Body Quest store, Nutrition, Complete Nutrition, all these awesome sponsors, and, of course, all my family and friends. If I didn't have them and my son driving me every day to be a better person, I wouldn't be here. So I just appreciate them and, hope I come out with a good result for them next Saturday.
It's a big fight. Could be fight of the night when two of the best go at it in Knoxville. Evva, thank you so much. Enjoy your time, what little of it that you have to yourself, and we'll talk again real soon.
All right. Thanks, sir.
There you guys go. Fighting for the Tennessee State Bantamweight title, Evva Johnson. Somebody I've got to see fight on several occasions. Definitely one of the best amateurs out there right now at 135 pounds. She's also fought at 125 pounds, so that's a big fight. Coleman comes from, Shield Systems, great gym, and she's very intense. Eva's very intense. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun down in Knoxville, Tennessee. Ben Brewer is going to be up here in just a second, so don't even sleep on that. Jeremy Pender decided to join us in the chat room. He was training.
Yeah, if we get a second, a free time later this evening, Pender told me that he's going to come on tonight, tell us who he's fighting.
Also, he knows.
No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that, but maybe we can.
You're trying to bait him in.
Yeah. Although I gave up too early on the bait.
Evva
maybe,
Johnson,
you know what?
We were in Lexington when she fought Sarah Cook and almost broke her arm off. You were there in the crowd because you were a nobody then. I had to bring you up from the gutters. But this is a huge fight. And obviously he just goes straight to the switchboard because he knows I'm probably the best thing that ever happened to him. So our next guest is in the main event. Like, the more I talk about this card, the more I get excited just because, it's a lot of people that are on the rise. There's huge stakes out there for these guys as every fight matters, and the fighting business has been good so far for our next guest. He's with us right now, Mr. Ben Brewer. Ben, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you? Hello?
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties with my phone.
That's all right. You probably have AT&T, don't you?
No, Verizon.
See, they all suck. First of all, congratulations on your big Bellator victory. That had to feel good, right?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was a different experience altogether.
You've been a guy that so many people have had their eye on for so long, yet somehow you're always the underdog. Why is that? Because I don't see it, but I guess a lot of people have seen you as the underdog in your fights. Why is that?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I keep proving myself more and more, and I'm okay with that underdog role. It just makes my wins look that much more significant. So.
You seem like a guy that it probably doesn't matter what people think of you going into a fight. Is that pretty accurate?
Not at all. Yeah, you're perfect. Spot on.
You've had some big wins, but how disappointing is it to have that one loss on your record when that was the biggest fluke accident that I've really ever seen in mixed martial arts? I still don't understand how that's a loss, but it was a gnarly cut.
Yeah, it was pretty pretty rough. I don't blame them for stopping it, but man, it sucks every day I think about it. Somebody will ask me what my record is, and I have to say that 7-1. The 1 should not be there, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm me.
Staying active, you know, you just fought Bellator 120. Now you're in the main event against another guy who's considered kind of top of the weight class in Drew Kennedy. What, like, when you got offered this fight, how did you think of this matchup with Kennedy? Because he's a guy that we've seen fight, and he's had success. What does it mean for you to take this fight?
I was all for it. I mean, we've been talking about this fight for over a year now. I think that a win over him would look pretty good on my resume.
Your resume is pretty impressive already. I gotta ask, how close do you feel that you are, you know, from a contract somewhere? You're obviously one of the best in the Ohio Valley region, down in Tennessee. You know, you're almost a household name now. How close do you feel that you are to something big on the horizon?
Yeah, I'm not really sure with that. I just know that I'm going to keep fighting and I'm going to beat whoever they put in front of me.
As you kind of trudge along in your career, have you found it's harder to get fights because people know who you are now? They know what you're about.
Not really.
You've got a good record.
Not for me. People want to fight me. People want to knock off the ruler. But, you know, it's not going to happen.
I don't see why. I don't see how. I'm still kind of confused about all that. Maybe it's because you're soft-spoken. You seem like a soft-spoken kind of guy.
Yeah, I try to be.
Well, after your Bellator fight, Jordan Revenue was asked about you, and he had some good things to say. Have you had any talks with them? Do you think that, you know, a chance will come about where you get to go back and fight for Bellator?
Yeah, that's pretty likely. A few of the guys that work for Bellator had mentioned it, but I haven't seen any contracts or anything, so I don't know for sure. But I would say that it's pretty likely.
You know, obviously not looking past this fight with Kennedy, but how do you see this year playing out for yourself? You know, you obviously have the big win. A win over Kennedy would be huge. See the second half of 2014 going for Ben Brewer.
Well, I'm gonna finish this fight at 165 catch, and then I'm probably gonna take a little while off because I've been saying that, but you know it's kind of hard to do for me. But no, I mean I'm still a small welterweight. 165 is not really going to be a problem, but I would like to be a big welterweight.
So 155 is not in the mix. You just want to get bigger to fight 70.
I just turned 21, and I'm still growing every day, and it's just getting harder and harder to even make 170. But you know, if I could make 155, I feel like I would be a monster. But I do well at 170. So yes.
What would you do in your off time if you had, you know, if you take a break? What's that consist of? Do you kind of take a break from the gym? Or are you there to sharpen something up? Go on vacation?
I'll stay in the gym. There's just, you know, there's always room for improvement on everything. I'd like to get back in the gi and maybe do some tournaments and, you know, just train for a while and not have to worry about a fight next week or next month. Or I don't think I've gone longer than a month since I turned pro.
Has that, you know, where you're so young, you've been so active, like, do you feel like a break would do you good? Like, to kind of just take a breath and catch up?
It could not. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it.
But I know that I like to fight. That's why I am here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. But a lot of guys just don't have that mentality. I don't know if there's a difference between being a fighter and being a mixed martial artist. I was a fighter long before I was a mixed martial artist. But,
I agree 100% in that. There's somebody told me once that fighters fight to get paid and they fight to get laid, or they fight to get laid. I feel like you're probably the guy that's fighting to get paid, but I don't know. Maybe you get lucky with the women. What's up with that?
I do pretty well, I guess. The getting paid part, it's what this winner take all is all about.
Is this fight winner take all?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He said that he would do it.
Does that add any more pressure?
Not at all. That's going to make me have that much more fun at the after party.
Like, if you lose, do you still get gas money and stuff? I've never really understood how that works.
I've never been to one, but I know 3SC has done it before. I'm not real sure, but I don't plan on losing, so I don't think I have anything to worry about.
Big risk. Was there any hesitation to do that?
Not at all.
Wow.
I can beat Drew Kennedy on any given day, however I want to.
That's what's up. That's not in a cocky way. You're just very matter of fact about it.
I was going to say, not to sound too arrogant, but I'm confident with my skills. We've fought the same people and been around the same people. I think I'll do pretty good against them.
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time out. The fight is next Saturday in Knoxville, Tennessee. Their first event. You're in the main event. Winner take all. It's going to be epic. If you're near the area, get out there, support local MMA. Ben Brewer, before I let you go, here's a time for you to give any shout-outs, any thank yous, anything you want to throw out there to the listeners.
I just thank my sponsors, Game Changer Clothing, my awesome manager, Channy Wason, Nashville MMA. That's a huge shout out to Nashville MMA. I definitely would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. But I guess that's it, man. Just June 14th.
Well, man, safe travels to Knoxville. Have a great fight, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Okay, thank you.
There you guys go. Ben, the Ruler Brewer, looking to keep the momentum going as he heads to the main event in Knoxville, Tennessee. The last time our next guest was with us, he was coming off arguably one of the fights of the year so far. He returns to HFC this Saturday night. Mr. Tom Shoaff. Tom, what's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. What's going on with you guys?
Man, it's another day in paradise, brother. Another day. It's fight week for you, though.
How's that going? Yes, it is. It's going well. I working on getting my weight down and staying healthy, staying fit, and getting ready for Saturday night.
How has the layoff been since your last fight? Obviously, it was in February, so you've had a little bit of a break.
It's been I'll tell you what, man. It's been necessary, but it hasn't really been much of a layoff. Right after the last fight, I had a couple of amateurs with fights coming up, so I was in the gym working with them. And then I work at a gym, I train out of a gym, so I'm in the gym 8 hours a day. I mean, there really is no time off, so to speak, when you coach as well as fight. But as far as taking the 4 months to kind of sit back and rest and relax and let my body recover, it was nice. It was needed. You know what I mean? I took about a month off from training. I was still coaching, but I wasn't really doing any of my own personal training. Just letting my body heal up. You know, me and Tweety beat the hell out of each other for 15 minutes. So I definitely took some much needed vacation, and I feel good, and I'm ready to get back in there and put on another show.
One of the most epic fights so far of this year. When you work at a gym, you spend so much time there. Like, what do you do when you go home?
To be honest with you, man, it might sound kind of corny or cheesy, but I hang out with my dog. I go hang out there's a forest preserve by my house, so I go hang out in the woods and I meditate and shit like that. You know, pardon my language. But I mean, it might sound, you know, weird, but I have a real close friend of mine who's also a training partner, who studied a lot of the harder side of martial arts, but he also studies a lot of the softer side of martial arts, like qigong and meditation and tai chi and stuff like that. So I try to, for as much as I go in there and I beat up my body, I also try to take care of my body and my mind as much as I can. So when I'm at home, it's a lot of, home is my peaceful place, you know what I mean? I come here and I, you know, do some meditation, I hang out with my dog and I relax. So the rest of the time, I really don't get the time to do it.
I would imagine you enjoy kind of the quiet. Gyms are so loud, like you get home, you kind of just chill.
That is definitely one of the best parts of coming home. You know, I come home, I, you know, turn on some music, and I just sit back and I relax, and I do enjoy the quiet. I'm not a fan of noise.
Do you feel any pressure to follow up the performance that you just had, or is it one of those things where as you go to the next fight, you completely erase the last fight? You know, you have that short memory and kind of prepare and take it as a completely separate entity, or do you carry that with you knowing, hey, I put on a great show, they may be expecting that again of me?
You know, it's a little bit of both. There's always pressure to put on a good show. I mean, that's what the fans pay for. You know, these guys are spending, you know, anywhere from $35 to $65 for a ticket. They expect to see a show. So, and you know, in my opinion, I'm a showman. You know what I mean? I go out and I like to put on shows for crowd. I like to put on shows that, you know, people like to see. I like to put on fights that people like to see. So there's always pressure to go out and perform at your best. As far as trying to perform at the level that I was at my last fight, I would say no, because I'm constantly getting better. I'm constantly evolving, and I'm constantly changing and adapting my game. So I wouldn't say there's pressure to put on a fight like I did last time. I would say if I put on a fight like I did last time, I'd still be the same fighter. I'm always evolving and changing and adapting. So really the pressure is to just be better than I was yesterday is really what it comes down to.
When you look at your next opponent in Darius Yancey, what's this fight mean for you? You know, when you look at him as an opponent, kind of where you're at, still undefeated, like everybody says the next fight's always the biggest fight. Does that hold true in this case?
Of course, you know, absolutely. I don't care what anybody says, but nobody will tell you, oh, my last fight was the biggest fight of my career. This next one, you know, isn't that important. Every fight is important, and every fight that you're about to have is, up until that point, the most important fight of your career. And that's where where I stand with the Darius Yancey fight. You know, Darius, he's incredibly long as far as his punches and his kicks go. He doesn't have the greatest record, but he's fought a lot of really good guys. You know, I know some of the people that he's trained with down in the Oklahoma and Texas area. Not personally, not very well, but you know, I know of the people that are down there. I actually came from Oklahoma myself, so I know how hard those guys work down there. This fight, like I said, it's just the next fight for me is really what it comes down to. As long as I stay undefeated and I go out there and do what I know how to do, no disrespect to Darius in any way, shape, or form, but he can't beat me. You know, I have that much confidence in myself and my abilities to know that if I go out there and do what I know how to do, I cannot be stopped.
as you look forward to this and look forward to as we start the second half of 2014, do you know, obviously you say you spend a lot of time meditating and reflecting on that. Do you get a chance to kind of sit back and soak up where you're at, where you want to be, all that kind of that inner, I guess, inflection, thinking about yourself as a mixed martial artist?
Absolutely. You know, I would say that that's just as important as any other, you know, part of my career. You know, this game is just as much mental as it is physical. And if I'm not conscious about where I'm going, what I'm doing, who I'm fighting, how I'm training, you know, I wouldn't be doing a good job at managing my own career. And that's not to say that I've done this all on my own by any means, because I haven't. But you absolutely have to look inward before you can look outward, if that makes sense. You know, you have to figure out what's right for you before you can start asking for help from others to make it right. So just moving forward in my career, like I said, I really just got to stay focused. I got to make sure that I'm training the way that I'm training, that I'm eating properly, that I'm dieting properly, you know, that everything in my personal sphere isn't rolling over into my professional sphere, and vice versa. You know, it's a constant battle of wits, so to speak, you know, with yourself. You know, sometimes you gotta trick yourself into doing the things that you don't want to do so that you can get to where you want to be. You know, like I said, this game is just as physical, just as mental as it is physical. And I honestly feel sorry for fighters who don't realize that, you know, who don't take care of themselves mentally, because if your head's not in the game, you know, and you've already lost, plain and simple.
So many guys break, you know, whether they're on a successful run or they run into some adversity. You know, a lot of the guys, they have meltdowns, and that's really sad to see.
Mhm. Yeah. No. I'll be completely honest with you. I had one of those meltdowns going into my pro career. I had my last amateur fight, and then 3 weeks later, I went into my first professional fight. And I ended up almost, you know, pulling out of the professional fight just because I couldn't do it. My body couldn't take it. My mind couldn't take it. I was stressing. I was freaking out. It took some good people around me in my social sphere to really calm me down and, you know, let me know that everything was going to be okay and that I could persevere and make it. And, you know, that's really what it comes down to. You know, like I said, this game is mental. And if you don't have the mental strength and the willpower to persevere and, you know, be better than you were yesterday, you're not going to make it. And that's the sad truth of it. You know, you have to be just as strong mentally as you are physically.
Just a couple more things before we let you go. I know the craziness that comes with Fight Week, but this is, your fourth straight appearance for HFC?
Yes, it is.
What keeps bringing you back there? Because your last fight was really our first experience at one of their events, and for us, at least from the outside looking in, it's a pretty awesome promotion. What's it like on the fighter side of things?
You know, I think you said it best. You know, they're an awesome promotion. Paul and Danielle run a great show. They take fantastic care of all of the fighters. They put on good cards. They put on good fights. They're respectable in every sense of the word respect. You know, they show respect to us. We show respect to them. Danielle is not somebody that you want to piss off or get on her bad side. And Paul is just the kind of guy who, you know, he just sits back and lets the show run. You know, it kind of goes back to the old phrase, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? They've taken awesome care of me as well as my training partners, you know, and other guys that I know that have fought for them. So I have no reason not to continue to fight for them.
Well, man, I think it's going to be a big event this Saturday night, HFC 20 Ascension.
That's the one.
So fancy, man. So fancy. Before I let you go, man, I want to give you a chance to throw a shout-out, thank you to anybody that's helped you get ready for this fight, any sponsors, really anything, man. The floor is all
yours. Absolutely. I would love to obviously thank all of my training partners at Team Cologne. and Coach Cologne himself. I would love to thank all of my training partners at Evolution Team here in Schaumburg, as well as, Isaac Riggs and Jason Solons. Without these guys mentoring me and guiding me along the path, I wouldn't be where I am today. And obviously I need to thank my sponsors, Ed Walls at More MMA, Crazy Talk Electronics, Hammer Fist Fight Gear, AA Construction, Primo Design, and Sun Cool Customs. All these guys have been there to support me and help me out through my career, and the least that I can do is tell them that I appreciate it, because I do. I wouldn't be here without these guys.
And we are definitely fans of yours. Appreciate you always taking the time out to talk with us. Wish you nothing but the best of luck this Saturday night, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
I greatly appreciate it, guys. I'm happy to talk to you whenever you'll have me on the show. I hope to see you guys soon.
Take care, my man.
I will. You too.
There you guys go. Big fight this Saturday night. HFC 20. Ascension. I like it. Our next guest is with us. We've got 2 more to go, so don't go anywhere. If you don't catch us live, you can call in 347-884-9986. You can Skype in, and you can listen to us anytime after this is over. iTunes, Stitcher, LiveSportscaster.com, BluegrassMMA.com, whatever. We're there. Moving right along. Also fighting HFC number 20. He's with us right now. Greg, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How you guys doing?
I don't want to butcher your last name. Is it Tigner? Tigner, maybe?
Yes, it's Tigner, yeah.
That's awesome. That reminds me of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Do you get that much?
Oh, yeah, I got that all through middle school and elementary school. I still get that sometimes.
I thought I was being original.
No, I got it a lot. I got teased a lot as a kid.
Big fight this Saturday night, HFC. You're an HFC veteran, man. Well, I just asked Tom this. Let me ask you, what keeps bringing you back?
Oh man, just the crowd. I mean, it's close to home, and I mean, Paul and Danielle, like they throw one hell of a show, and I mean, they always have me a good fight, and it's not a pick me up or whatever it is, but I'm always down to throw down. But I don't like easy fights, and they don't give me easy fights. So I mean, I always trained up for the best, and I mean, I just like fighting there.
So you're 23 years old. You are meeting another guy who had much like yourself, had a successful amateur career. It's your professional debut. Any nerves for that with kind of everything that goes with being a professional?
There's a little bit, not too much. I mean, it's just like every other fight. I mean, the only thing now is you add on 2 minutes, and now we can throw elbows and knees to the face. But I mean, other than that, I mean,
paid.
What?
And you get paid.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I actually just like to fight because it keeps me out of trouble. But I mean, making money off of it too. Sounds good. I mean, but when you throw the pro in there, I mean, now it's a career, so now I got to take it more serious. But I mean, I'm hoping it goes just as good as my amateur career, because I mean that was pretty much untouched. But I mean, everyone loses some fights, but this fight's gonna be
curious how fights go to a draw. How did you get a draw on your record? Somebody lose a point? Judges asleep or drunk? What happened?
I think they were asleep. I mean, the guy I fought was Jacob Morales, and I mean everyone even he thought he lost the fight. So I mean, I don't know where they got the tie from, but when it was said, I just could laugh. That's all I did was laugh, and I said one more round, and I was asking if they could just do one more round. But I mean, I don't know.
Do you think he would have done one more round?
Yeah, I don't know if he would have, but I know I would have. I was ready. I wasn't really tired. I was just had like a lot of adrenaline dumps because that was my first fight for them, and I really didn't perform as I usually do. So I kind of dipped myself, if you would say.
What's the biggest difference in Gregg from when you started back in the day to Gregg, the guy that's about to become a professional athlete?
Oh man, there's so many different things. I got humbled very quickly when I went to Team Cologne. Steve sure knows how to break people down. The guy you were just talking to, Tom Shoaff, I mean, I got a lot of respect for him, Lloyd Carter, I mean, all my team. I mean, everyone that just puts out 100% effort to making everyone else better. Like we all train like dogs. We all train like brothers. And I mean, I can't ask for anything else. But I mean, me now from me back then. I mean, I got videos if you want to see those. I mean, man, it was horrible back then. It was horrible, but now now I'm just more of a well-rounded fighter. I'm not just a jiu-jitsu guy.
What do you know about your opponent, Keith Bullock? You know, he's as you take this fight, do you let your coach and everybody watch the film, or is this something where you kind of dig in and watch it yourself? How does your preparation kind of start?
Well, I mean, the first person I had was James Frazier out of Dunedin Valley Tudo. That was the first person I had, and it was supposed to be a really good fight, this and that, and then he got a concussion, so he had to back out, and then Paul found me a guy right away, and he said he found me 3 guys, but 2 of them were already pro with like one was 0-7 and one was 5-4, and my coach didn't like those odds because he just said it'd probably be a waste of my time to do it, or it would be an easy win for somebody else or something like that. But the guy that they gave me, Keith Bullock, I mean, I'm glad he took the fight. That's all I can. I've watched videos and everything like that, and he looks like he's a tough opponent. So just hoping that his videos stick with him.
So you're a young guy. You're a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, you're out there. What do you do when you're not training and stuff? What keeps you occupied?
I'm usually a painter. Like I'm a union painter, local 460. I try to do a lot of side work right now because layoffs are bad. But I mean, whatever can keep my mind like off the fight. I don't really like to like dwell on the fight because then I start getting nervous about the fight. So I mean, just about anything. I'll mow lawns. I'll paint outside and inside. I mean, I just do everything just to be outside and not thinking about the fight. So, I mean, just about anything.
So what happens during those lull times when it's just you and your thoughts?
I usually try to fall asleep, but sometimes it gets to me, and then I'll pull up a video of my opponent, watch it, and then sleep on it.
Eat, sleep, breathe it, man. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean,
what's next? I mean, obviously, you still got this fight Saturday, but you're a professional athlete. You are in the same category as LeBron James. That's how I like to think of it. Does that change things for you? Like, there's only a select few in this world that can say, I'm a professional athlete, and you, sir, are a pro. Does that change things for you?
I don't know. I mean, fighting's fighting to me, I guess. I just know that it's a career now. Like, it is not something that I can half-ass. I have to train, I have to be dedicated, and I mean, I got all the support behind me, so I don't have no reasons to fade off. So, I mean, being a pro just means, to me, it just means that I'm like one step closer to making my dreams come true.
Well, man, it all starts this Saturday, HFC 20 Ascension. Before I let you go, and we're running short on time, and I apologize about that, but I want to give you a chance to give any shout-outs, any thank yous, anything you want to say to your listeners, your fans, your haters. The floor is all yours.
Well, I mean, I want to thank my coach, my team. I mean, Tom Shoaff, Lloyd Carter, Craig Fruth, Malik, Steve Colon, Jeff Neal. I want to give a shout out to all you guys. I mean, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I would not be the guy I am today, and I would not have the confidence I do in everything unless it was for you guys. And I know my mom's listening right now. I love you, and you've been behind me from day one. And I hope this Saturday you can still see, or you still have, you're still not scared to watch me fight, because now the elbows get to be thrown in. But, I mean, to everyone that's listening, I hope to see you guys at HFC 20 Ascension. I'm training my butt off right now. But, I mean, thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well, man, we appreciate you. And we appreciate your mom for listening. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my biggest supporters. Definitely number one. So she does ticket sales for me, so I don't have to worry about it. She gets me like diet foods and all that good stuff. So, but half of the stuff wouldn't be around if it wasn't for her. So, but
man.
And I want to give another shout out to Schaefer and Schaefer Law Firm, one of my sponsors, first sponsor actually. So, shout out to them. But again, thank you for having me, guys.
Well, man, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. It is fight week. The fight is this Saturday. Enjoy yourself, man. You're a professional. You and LeBron.
Yes,
Maybe
sir.
we'll hang out afterwards.
I can't wait. Yeah, I cannot wait, man.
Well, take care, and I'm sure we will talk again soon, Greg.
No, definitely. I'm always willing.
There you guys go. Gregg Tigner with a shout-out to his mom. So, Mom, if you're still listening, thanks. As we go to our very last guest of the evening, you can call in 347-884-9986. You can Skype in. You can listen to us in abundance of different ways come tomorrow morning. But if you stuck it out this long, we appreciate that. On June 21st, V3 returns to Memphis with a big card. Our next guest, former V3 amateur champion, a wrestling champion, just a badass. He's the realest. Jaleel Willis, what's up, man?
What's up? What's going on?
Man, just another night in paradise. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm leaving the gym right now while people posted up at their computers waiting to see what I got to say.
Well, we appreciate that, man. Coming back to V3, professional fight, how's this anticipation for you? You know, you've obviously had success there. You are you're coming back. What's this like for you?
I mean, you know, it's still the same, you know, like just, you know, training the same way, you know, training a little bit harder, you know what I mean, going over my fights, you know, just being myself and, you know, just, you know, man, I do the same way I always do, just ready to go out and just, you know, just put on for my city, put on, and just, you know, just constantly just put on.
Has things changed since you've become a professional, maybe in the gym or just in your life in general?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. You know, a lot of stuff. You know, I'm training every day. You know, the only thing I'm doing is changing the game. So, it like, you know, ain't nothing ever really just gonna just strictly stay the same, just the same regimen, just the same training regimen, and you know. But I don't think that's really going different. I mean, I just say I'm fucking, I don't know, getting stronger or something. I mean, working harder. You know, just. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just trying not to sweat it too much, you know what I mean? Not worry about the little shit and just, you know, just keep going.
So where are you training at? You know, you just got out of the gym. Where are you training at and who's helping you get ready for this fight?
I train up at Memphis Jiu and Jiu-Jitsu, and I got my whole team pretty much helped me get ready for this fight. All Memphis Jiu and Jiu-Jitsu. A couple guys come through every now and again. Tito Ortiz actually came by. He helped me with my training camp a little bit. That's that's only special person I know. You know what I mean?
Do what?
How big was that for Tito to stop and help?
That was life changing. You know what I mean? Like to actually have one of the best in the world come and critique my game and show me what I can get better at, and where I'm not strong at and where I can be stronger at. It was just a life changing experience, and I just took everything I can in, learned everything I can from him, and just took his advice on, what he had to tell me, and I just loved it. I can't wait to train with him again.
You fought for V3 before. You held one of their amateur belts. What's it like for you fighting for those guys right there in Memphis? I feel like it's one of the biggest shows in Tennessee, hell, even in the South pretty much. What's that experience like for you?
Bruh, that jump, wow. V3 is off the chain, it's like no other. And especially with it being in Memphis, that jump be so live, too. I can't even describe it on the phone. You gotta come and see it. You know what I mean? It's just they got the cameras, the lights, the music, man. They got the females, they got the everything. You know what I mean? And then it be right here in my home in Memphis, where we just be just loving that shit, just putting on.
What's it like having that, being there in your hometown, or being there where you're at, having that support? I've seen the crowds. Do you feed off the crowd and the excitement that they bring?
Well, no, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I love the fans, I love everybody, but I don't feed off of that stuff, man. They could be 2 people in the crowd, and I'm still gonna be hyped like it's 2 million. You know what I mean? I feed off of the adrenaline and the stuff I come in there with. I'm bringing the fight to the cage. The fans are important, and the fans, they keep you pumped. But if you depend on the fans to have you win a fight, it's gonna be a long night for you.
Absolutely. Without giving away too much game plan or anything, how do you see this fight going for you?
Oh, basically, man, my opponent, he's a pretty tough dude. I don't just see me coming in and treating them like just rag dogging. I for real think this is gonna be like a straight up just 3-round war. You know what I mean? But I just feel like he really gonna see that I'm not gonna quit, and I'm not gonna take it easy on you, and all the talking gonna be put to the side. He doing all. We doing a lot of talking, hyping up the fight and whatnot, but all this gonna be to the side come fight night, and it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a 3-round war, cause I know Brian ain't gonna quit, and I know damn well I ain't gonna quit, and I ain't gonna roll over to bro either, So I see it's going a 3-round war, with fucking the best man coming out with his hand raised, and that most likely gonna be me. Well, pretty sure it's gonna be me again. But I know bro gonna bring it, but it's the same thing, man. Who don't bring it? You know what I mean? Everybody gonna bring it. Come to the case, whoever got real fight. Just cause you saying it, don't mean that that's supposed to scare me, make me feel different. I'm still doing this. I'm still fucking, bro, ain't nothing to straight up stop me from doing what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing.
You're unbeaten. You never lost.
Yeah.
Is there any pressure? Do you feel any pressure for that? Because that's a big weight to carry. There's been very few. I can think of Daniel Cormier right now, who's the only guy that's in the UFC that's undefeated. How's that momentum and that pressure? Is it a good pressure, bad pressure? Do you even feel anything?
Man, really, man, I really don't feel nothing, man, because, in my mind, I'm always just going to see myself as an average motherfucker, I'm putting in the work, and I'm doing my thing, and it's a whole lot I got to get better on, and, ain't no pressure on me, really, man, I, just because I ain't lost, fight before. I mean, like, I have experienced losing before, like wrestling matches, growing up my whole life, I done lost a lot, like, like, it's all motivation, man. I'm out there to fucking put my heart on the line and to beat my opponent, It's like, it really ain't need no thing, bro.
Not looking past the fight, but how do you see this year going for you? You've got this crazy damn win streak, so talented. Sky's the limit for yourself. How soon do you want to get back in there?
Man, really, if like, if everything goes straight, I would love to get back there ASAP, after I fight, my opponent, I would love to be looking. I'm being inside my manager's office, that Monday, looking to get another fight. And working out, what I mean? Like, it ain't gonna slow me down, Like, I'm still coming, what I mean? Like, this is just one little notch in the belt on the way to something way bigger than right now,
Are you a guy that takes time off after a fight, or are you right back in there?
I don't know. I'm right back in there, man. Like, I don't believe in taking no time off, because, bro, you take time off, man, I get to eat. I used to get fat, man, picking up all types of bad habits, bro. I got to stay in the jail,
What do you do when you're not training? You seem so intense and so focused on this. How do you relax?
Man, just chilling with my homies, chilling with everybody, bro. Just fucking, and shit, even going to work, I relax. I relax going to work, like, I don't know, man. I don't put too much on there, that fighting stuff. Like, I know I'm just here to compete, and that's why I got inside the junk. I love to compete, and that's what I do best, So when when I'm not at the gym, I'm not fighting, and I'm just chilling, just relaxing, probably just, just fucking going here,
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time to join us. The fight is June 21st. It's going to be a big one. You take on Adam Nash, the real Grizzly. Is that, he's not from Memphis. There's the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah. Is that a big deal? Like, he calls himself the real Grizzly?
No, bro. I don't care about that right here, like, for real. Like, I don't care about that real Grizzly shit. Like, I train with the real Memphis Grizzlies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I ain't worried about that stuff. Like, it's all. I don't know, bro. He can have that Facebook stuff, Like, he can say whatever you want to say, you know what I mean? It's all gonna come to show, like, come June 21st.
Well, that's when it goes down. V3 fight. It's going to be huge. Before I let you go, I want to give you a chance. Any shout-outs, thank yous to sponsors, teammates, anything you want to throw out there to the listeners?
Well, straight up, I want to thank y'all, for giving me a chance to, talk about my fight, trying to put me on a little bit, and I truly appreciate that, and I appreciate V3. They, constantly putting on great venues, and I love fighting for them. Like, straight up, shout out to Game Changer, everybody on team Game Changer, like, and Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, like, those people that really stand behind me and support me. And really, who I can count on, you know what I mean? Like, the home team.
Well, man, we can't wait. It's just a few weeks away. Until then, enjoy yourself. Stay healthy.
All right.
And best of luck when you get to the fight against Adam Nash on June 21st.
Oh, yeah. You know how it is. It's going to be a good one, you know what I mean?
We'll be watching. Until then, take care, and we'll talk again real soon, Jaleel.
All right, no problem. See you later.
There you guys go. Wow, epic, man. V3 fights, it's one of our bucket list promotions. There's really only two that I have. One of them is not IT fights, where this guy, Aaron Garrett. Aaron, how are you? Aaron's not even listening.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Why were you on mute? Were you doing something to hide, or?
No. I don't know why I pushed mute.
It's so silly.
I know. But yeah, you're never coming to Ohio anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't have a passport. I can't go there.
Yeah, we don't like your kind over here.
That's racist. That is completely racist.
I don't like white people.
Oh, Juan and I think that's Jeremy Pender still talking. But big show. We thought we were going to have some difficulty, but thanks to everybody that's tuning in. Thanks to everybody that's wanting to listen to the Jaleel Willis interview. We'll put that up here shortly. A bunch of different places that you can listen to. You can catch the whole show. It wasn't as bad as I thought, Aaron. Did we sound bad? Was the audio okay?
No, good. I I was a little scared. It started off bad, but hey, you guys made it work.
Chico Bays, I got in the game in 2011, and he was, running through his amateur career. He took a little bit of time off after 2012. This is a huge fight for him and for Columbus in general, and that's not even the main event.
No, yeah, you don't know how many problems I had trying to find him a matchup. Nobody wants to fight him. He just that great a fighter. Even as an 0-0 pro, nobody wants to fight him. So it's going to be great. I appreciate Trey stepping up and taking this fight, and I think it's going to be a great one, actually.
Absolutely. So what are you going to do this weekend? It's the last weekend before the fight. You just did OFC. Are you going to go NAAFS or what's on your plate?
No, Nicole actually invited me up there, and I actually have to DJ a wedding.
Wow. Are you ever going to get married?
No, that's overrated.
I don't know. My wife's in there. Marriage is not too bad. She said,
"I can't DJ my own wedding."
Listen. For you, as a wedding present, I'll DJ it.
Hey, all right.
It's going to be Drop That Nay Nay and just the classics, really.
Oh, yeah. You got to play the Humpty Dumpty dance.
The Humpty dance. We'll put a little Tupac in there. Listen, it will be the biggest thing to ever hit Lima, Ohio.
Yes, I can't wait.
So, man, why is now? I know you've got an event planned past this, but I feel like after June 14th, there's kind of a lull. But why the fuck did everybody pick June 14th to have shows? Is that the last hurrah before the 4th of July, summer vacations? I got to get my beach body in shape. I can't really be worried about fighting. What's all that about? Is it strategic?
I have no clue. Yeah, there's 2 in Ohio. I think there's 2 or 3 in Indiana. How many are down there in Kentucky?
There's just 1.
Oh, there's just 1.
But the one in Tennessee.
1 in Tennessee.
I really want to go to that show.
Oh,
Juan's with us, and is that Jeremy with us too? It's Jeremy.
It is.
Well, this Mr. Pender is what we like to refer to as the round table, and since we're gonna pop your don't sigh, where all things go. You can talk about anything, fighting.
Okay.
Drop the DNA. We might break out some rap lyrics. We've got 45 minutes left to really do whatever we want. But I want to say congratulations on your win. Impressive stoppage up at Big Guns. I don't know why it's named Big Guns, but I do like that.
Because we all have giant muscles. Everybody who fought on that card was ripped to shreds, man.
The biggest biceps of a flyweight ever. 22, son. 22s.
Unbelievable. No, I was for real as big as I've ever been in my life before that fight. That cut was no joke.
Well, I saw you're hitting the bath kind of early. Thank God you didn't have to weigh in the same day as some of those bullshit rules in Ohio.
Yeah.
But how
I think they did away with that.
I don't know, but you had a break. You kind of got rejuvenated, and I feel like with a win that even adds more to it. And shit, you got a fight coming up.
Yeah. I didn't really get
injured on this one. They were all like offensive injuries, like my left leg kind of hurts from kicking them and stuff, but that was it. No cuts, no bumps, bruises, other than just my ankle. So I was like, yeah, I'll fight again this month.
Now, the anticipation, people were hitting you up on Facebook after you posted it. Do you have an opponent?
I do. I just don't have any like contract signed, but as far as I know, it's on to go. It's me and James Douglas.
James Douglas. That's a good fight, man.
He's had a lot of fights, man. He's had a lot of amateur fights. He's been around for about as long as I have, honestly.
That's what I was going to say. You know, he's been fighting since forever ago, and he just took time off, and he hit a rough streak there. But, like, he just got a win at Turf Wars, you know, he was impressive in that.
Yeah, I watched it. He looked good, man. I thought it was going to be the same old James Douglas that comes out and swings and gets taken down or gets subbed or whatever, and he looked great, man. I'm excited to fight him.
So 2 fights in 1 month. How busy do you want to stay? I mean, I know you're not exactly racing against the clock, but you're not getting any younger either. Like
yeah.
This year you put like a Donald Cerrone streak going, get 4 or 5 fights in 1 year?
I would like to, man, as long as I stay healthy. I'd like to do as many local ones as I can. I think a problem before I was like rushing into some fights with some real tough dudes and not taking enough time off to heal from my training and all that good stuff. And I took a couple fights at some weights that I probably shouldn't have, but it is what it is. I'm trying to be a little bit smarter about some stuff and a little bit more on my supplementation and diet and making sure that everything with my weight is going good, and then upping my wrestling and strength and conditioning. So if I stay healthy, I should be able to knock like 3 or 4 more out this year. I would like to do that. I would like to put some Daniel Strauss numbers up there. He's fought a whole bunch in a short amount of time. So if I can do that, that would be ideal.
I feel like I remember the Pro MMA now. Then your shoulder got injured, and I feel like at that point things changed. Is that right? I mean,
man,
I feel like that was a different Jeremy Pinder after that.
It was rough. Yeah, it was rough, man. I was training for a fight with oh man, what is his name?
Shaba Bonus?
Yeah, Shaba Bonus, man. And I was looking at him, I was like, man, this is the best guy I've gonna be ever, like, I have fought so far. I was training my butt off, and like it was 3-4 days a week at 6 in the morning, strength and conditioning, doing all my 3-day like regular practices. I was working really hard, and then friggin' accident, get my shoulder separated. I was lucky that it didn't require surgery, but I was out for like 8 months before I could really train hard, and it just stopped all my momentum. Like, I felt great. I felt like nothing could stop me, and then when I came back, it was just nagging and nagging and nagging, injury after injury. And I don't know, man. I don't know if it was like a negative headspace or what it was, but it definitely did a number on my career at that point. So trying to keep healthy is the main thing, and make sure that I'm taking all my vitamins and doing my magnesium and making sure I'm on the protein and getting my recovery and sleeping and doing all that good stuff, making sure my body's right. Before I was just like, oh, I'll train all my skill stuff, and as long as I'm better skilled than this guy, I should be fine. But that's not the case anymore. Everybody's pretty good, and now it's who's stronger, faster, and can maintain that for 15, 25 minutes.
Hey, Gary, I mean,
what?
I talked to his manager. I mean, his manager has a lot of good words about, Jeremy, doing big things this year. And I've actually talked to him about actually coming to one of our cards and fighting and I'm pretty excited to see him fight even on an IT card.
Hell yeah!
Man, I would
I might
love to
come
get
to
up
an
on that
card.
IT. I would love to fight for IT fight series. That would be great.
Yeah.
I know
we talked about
Ronnie Jordan's fought these guys.
Yeah, we talked about having you against Killian, so that'd be a huge fight.
Isn't he in jail though?
Fun, yeah.
What happened with that?
Locked up, don't let me out. I'm locked. Man, he's in jail, dude.
Yeah, he's in jail.
He is in jail right now, but he gets out next month. So hopefully we can make that happen.
Oh, he's gonna come out 185 pounds, ripped up from hitting the weight pile.
I mean, he's one of those guys. You look at him, he looks like he should be in jail anyway. But
what? Dude, what are you saying?
Man.
Watch what you're saying. You racist.
No, I mean he has tattoos everywhere, and
so what's that?
He's a good guy. I don't know. Me and him are good. We're cool. He just
hey man, he looks like a tough dude.
Yeah. Man, you're always taking my comments out of proportion here, Gary. Come on.
Man, everybody's blowing me up about this damn Jaleel Willis interview. Was he apparently he's a big deal in Memphis.
Nice.
He's a big deal?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's like, how I listen. I'm like, I don't know who you are.
I called in. I was trying to listen, man. He's pretty funny. I like listening to that guy talk. It's
like, do you have any bucket list promotions you'd want to fight for, Jeremy? Because as somebody on the outside like we are, I can think of two ones that I would really like to go to would be Fight Lab in North Carolina and V3 in Memphis. And, of course, one day I will go. I'm not worried about IT fights because I'll be there one day. Because I got to steal Scott Shealy's cell phone and get Dana White's number. But, do you think about that? I mean, other than, the UFC and stuff like that, are there local promotions or even regional places?
Local promotions, man. Anytime I can fight at home, that's awesome. I'd love to fight in front of my family and my friends, and it doesn't hurt that I can sell a couple tickets either. But as far as local promotions, smaller promotions, I'd like to fight in the Cleveland area. I guess who's up there? Roctagon is up there.
Gone because they're gone.
No,
they're
gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
I'm just looking for
up there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to fight for them guys. I like Pinnacle. Pinnacle was fun to fight for. RFO was excellent. They treated me very well. Let's see, who else? The CFFC would be fun to fight for. I know that they've thrown a couple guys out my way, and I just wanted to to make sure that I was going to be able to do the 25 regularly and safely.
You feel like you can?
You know what? Locally, I don't want to. I'm not gonna lie. If it's within 5 or 6 hours, I don't want to do 25. I want. I'd rather do 30 or 35. But yeah, I can make the weight. It was not fun though. It was not at all fun. Let's see, the CFFC, and then Ring of Combat would be fun to fight for.
Let me throw this out here. This was, and Aaron, because on the promotion side you'll know about this, but so Gina went to St. Louis and fought for this promotion, Rumble Time, and I got to talking with the matchmaker. He's always looking to bring people in. So, and I'm a little skeptical anyway of people that are far away that you really can't research or you don't know anybody that's fought for them or anything. But so they're doing a fight at the Ameristar Casino, where they had Invicta, and it's a big casino.
Yeah.
And so she gets her bout agreement and all that stuff going. Well, I thought I might go. The hotel room, if we wanted to go, was $356 a night. It's what the fuck? So she gets 2 nights accommodations, which is pretty standard most places.
Right.
And she's an amateur. She gets a $200 card for food at anywhere she wants to eat in the casino, and they've got like 10 restaurants.
Yeah.
What? Then they give her $250 gas money or travel money.
Nice.
I'm like, for an amateur fight, or even if you're a pro, to get the travel and the food. Like, how many people do food vouchers?
The only times I've had like per diem for food and stuff is when I fought in other countries. But I've never had it in the States. Usually, like, it's out of your own pocket if you want to eat. If you want to eat there. But honestly, the hotel, like the bigger casino, hotel, resort places, they do that because, I mean, it's not costing the hotel any money. It's just they're not going to fill one of those rooms for a couple nights, and then they're going to give you vouchers to go eat at their hotel. Like, it's not really going to cost them very much money.
Man, what? So, shit. What's the name of the promotion coming to the Ohio casino, Juan? Our friends from Pittsburgh.
The one in Hard Rock.
Gladiators of the
Gladiators
Cage.
of the Cage.
Like, they'll be the first ones to put on a show in Ohio at a casino. Do you think, like, Aaron, as somebody on the promotion side, is that something where, say they have some success at the Hard Rock, that maybe you can go to the one in Cincinnati or some of the other casinos that are popping up in Ohio and be able to put on a good show and have a relationship with those guys? Have you even looked into that? Fuck no.
Yeah, I
Too
mean,
lazy.
we talked. I'm not lazy. Come on now.
We're going back to the Cube.
We talked to Columbus casino. The problem with the Columbus casino is there's no room big enough to hold, more than 200 or 300 people. When they built that, they just didn't build a big enough conference room. So I have never been to the one down in Cincinnati. It'd be hard. I mean, I don't remember the last time they've had a Cincinnati card, but I mean, it's just too close to Kentucky to compete with Kentucky MMA. So
I think it would have to
one
be
of
an
these days.
all-pro card. Like, I really think for somebody to succeed, especially in Cincinnati, it'd have to be all-pro or pretty close to being all-pro, just to get fighters.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
It'd be hard.
There's a lot of amateur fighters who sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah, but I don't think they
why would
they
they
would
fight
fight
in
the
Ohio?
same day. Yeah, I don't see why they would want to fight in Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ohio does have some bunk-ass rules for the amateurs.
That is true. But, I mean, with that being said, I don't think it necessarily has to be an all-pro card. I'm sure a few amateurs would fight here locally in Cincinnati. If you put it on a nice venue like the casino, even though there's not much room, there's definitely rooms big enough where you can fight, fit 700, 800 people comfortably. So, I mean, I think it's something that's very doable here locally.
Yeah, I mean, it'll take a bigger investment, like, especially if you want the all-pro card. Say, like, 10 fights on a fight card, all-pro card. You're getting guys like, I don't know, Mojo, Horn, and, like, what's the other guys? Dom was twice. The 35er from G-Force, what's his name? Charles Stanford.
Yeah.
He's awesome to watch. If you just get like some exciting fighters and some guys who sell tickets and match them up with some guys that will make them look good, that's the game.
Also, I mean, you got to take into consideration too. There's also the new racino, the two new racinos. You have Belterra Park down the east side of Cincinnati. Yeah, you also have the Greater Miami Valley Gaming Casino in Monroe, Lebanon. But if you don't want to fight in Ohio with the amateur rules, you can just go over to Indiana Grand, which is about 20 minutes southeast of Indianapolis. You can do something over there where you don't have to worry about the same day weekends, but it's still close enough to Cincinnati where you can still have a lot of fans turn out to an event like that.
Or we can just fight at the Cube, and we can still hold 3,500 people.
Hey, that Cube, I'm not going to lie. That Cube was, you had the bleachers there, which made it look really nice. It was a nice setup, I'll give you that.
You could fight on one side and ice skate on the other.
It works.
Or
I got it.
No. I know what you're gonna say.
Ice skate fighting.
Yes.
That's called hockey.
Yeah. There'll be more than a good fair share of people taking their skates off to stab one another.
Who the hell is keep?
But back to this. You guys talked about it earlier, but I want to talk about it more. The OFC fight. The two heavyweights. The gangsters. I mean, God. I mean, one said it was an interesting fight. I don't think it was.
Hold on. I want to read Aaron Garrett's comments on this fight.
Read Aaron Garrett's comments?
Yeah.
Me and him were texting back and forth.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, hold on. I got to find him. It was this making him shivved. I don't know.
Was this the fight card that fucking abandoned me for?
It was.
Yeah, we had affiliate there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is in quotation marks from Aaron Garrett. Well, first, Fitch was pussy in the whole fight. He ran away the whole fight. Second, he got hit and turtled up, and the ref stopped it with 2 seconds left, so the judges had nothing to do with it.
Oh, that was based on your email.
Email?
Yeah, the email.
You got an email about some lady complaining about how the judges got paid off. How did the judges get paid off when the fight was stopped by the ref?
Right. It was weird. It was 1 second left. The official time was 2 minutes and 59 seconds. So it was 1 second left of the fight.
58.
But I thought it was great because the fans, that was the loudest that night was during that fight. The fans were into it. They're screaming back and forth. You were in the back on the opposite side, so you didn't get as much of action as I got to see. I just have all the two sides. I got the west side to my left, and I got the south side to my right. They're just going at it. And from my point of view, the action was impressive to the point where it was almost nonstop. Not good as far as a technical standpoint goes. Not at all close to that. But just exciting, like thinking somebody will get knocked the F out here any second.
Oh, you missed his girlfriend. Fritz's girlfriend. She was on the other side of the cage, like on the cage, like shaking.
Yeah, I
the
saw
cage.
that. She got up to the cage shaking it, and they had to back her off.
Yeah, like 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, I love that fight. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it was. The police had to work hard that night during that fight.
But it was very interesting. I mean, the songs. Of course, I was DJing that night for the organization, and like Fitz's song was South Side by Jeezy, and
it wasn't Drop That Nay Nay.
It was not Drop That Nay Nay. But then the other guy actually had some rapper do a song for him. So he had his own custom rap song.
See, that's how you know you're legit.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm going to get to the booth. I'm going to rap a song for your next entrance, Jeremy.
I think I've got one that I'm going to stick with for a while.
That's pretty much like, fuck you, Vaughn, you suck.
No, I came out to that Pharrell song, the Happy song.
Fuck you. Hey, get off here. Hang up. You're done.
Dude, gets me hyped. Gets me so hyped.
I hate that song.
That's because
you hate being
only
happy?
hate it because you've heard it so many times.
It is overplayed so much.
Underplayed. You just don't know a good song when you hear one.
Did you, Juan, did you hear that song I played for Mikey Ferner?
I don't remember.
All right, so it's a Bone Crusher song. It was the Fat Man Stomp song. I might have to steal it.
Oh, is that the one that
it was like, go Fat Man, go.
Yeah, the one whatchamacallit came out too. The fat guy from Portsmouth, Ohio, the other fat guy.
Yeah. One
The
that
other fat
knocked
guy.
out.
How many fat guys were on the card?
There's a lot.
How did the
I
pay-per-view
wasn't
go?
on it,
Did anybody say?
I don't know how many it sold. It looked good, though.
They said they had a little over 1,200 seats or 1,400 seats put out. To me, it looked like there weren't many empty seats at all.
I'm talking about the pay-per-view.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, they had it streamed on a couple 10-foot screens, too, and it looked pretty good.
And I didn't get to see any of the stream part of it, though, which kind of sucked. But did they have instant replay as well?
Yes.
That right there is awesome. I love it. Who was was Kavanaugh doing the commentary one?
Yeah, and he did the post-fight interview.
Damn, he was roguing it up.
Yeah, he was. He did a phenomenal job.
I think go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll say there was a fight. I don't know if you remember, Aaron. During or just after the Brandon Mooring fight ended, there was a fight in the crowd.
It was his wife.
Yeah. That was funny. And then Ryan was trying to say. Yeah.
Pender, let me ask you this. Would Marissa get in a fight over you in the crowd?
If she doesn't have Max in her arms, yeah.
See, that would be like, a lot of fighters, like if you saw them out in a bar, you'd probably pick a fight. I feel like Marissa, she would be one that maybe they think they could pick on, and then she just whip their ass.
Yeah, I think we both got that going for us. I dress like an idiot. Like, so everybody looks at me as like this scrawny white kid. I'll pick on him, and then she just looks like the farthest thing from a fighter. So I think they would do better picking on me than her, because she won't, like, as soon as shit goes down, she's ready to choke somebody.
See, that's why I'm just lucky. I mean, I'm a big guy, so nobody wants to mess with me, and I can't fight, so.
See, the size helps, man.
I mean, I'm 6'4", 290 pounds, so yeah. People don't start. Although everyone does know I am a fighter, but a lot of people just look at me and don't fight. So I'm lucky. But I really can't fight.
I can't either, man. I pretend.
Although, did you see that one? I might be fighting on August 2nd.
Where?
I did see that. He's fighting for his own promotion.
UFC?
UFC, yes. They added a super heavyweight division in the UFC.
I thought you were going to fight welterweight.
I did that once, and that's enough.
I did it once, and that's enough.
Pender, I don't know if you know this.
Go ahead.
I was just going to tell Pender, I'm the only guy in the United States that's fought six different weight classes.
Six different weight classes.
Yeah,
one of
them 170.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, man.
Were you fighting when they had cruiserweight? Yeah, you probably were. You've been fighting for a while, so.
Yeah, I'm thinking I was in 1, 2, 3. I fought in 4 different weight classes.
I fought in 70, 85, 205, cruiserweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight.
Damn.
Oh, yeah? I fought in 8 when I played UFC on Xbox. Now what? Step up, bring it, son.
Have you played the new, like the demo of it?
I haven't.
Just came out.
Do you have an Xbox One?
Who, me?
Is it just for Xbox One?
No, it's for all of them.
I thought it was going to be exclusive like Xbox One.
Oh, no, EA sports games will never be exclusive to just any one system.
Don't talk to me about gaming. All right, so
Son, oh, hey, let me tell you about Gary Thomas, Aaron, and Jeremy. All he does all day, he doesn't go to work. He plays Hearthstone and some other gay game on the computer. End of my rant. Fuck off, Gary.
Let's not get carried away here, man.
Well, I like it.
I play Clash of Clans.
Man, I played that. I played that too.
Everybody says that. Everybody says they play that.
It's pretty funny.
I'm thinking about tomorrow night, Pender. Let me get your. I've got the Living Lean cookbook, and I've lost like 8 pounds this week.
Yeah.
But I'm not a very good cook, and most of the stuff looks like it tastes like dog shit, to be honest. But I know maybe like quinoa stuffed peppers just does not appeal to me. But I'm looking at this fighter fajitas. Have you tried any of this stuff out of Dolce?
I didn't do any of his recipes. I just got like the list of his shopping list and kind of improvised on it. I'm not gonna say I'm like awesome cook or nothing, but I mean it's definitely.
But you do cook a lot. I've seen some of your concoctions.
Yeah, the Instagram has quite a many of my meals on there.
Like I think I could eat these fighter fajitas every night. Have 1 pound of skinless, boneless chicken breast, 16 ounces of black beans, chili powder, sea salt. I've never used ground cumin.
Oh yeah, cumin's good. Yeah.
Half teaspoon of black pepper, and then 8 whole wheat gluten-free tortillas. I don't know what gluten is, but
don't get on that. Don't even worry about the gluten. Get whatever tortillas you want, man.
And then
I
for the
prefer
topping,
the quinoa tortillas are good.
he says a mashed avocado with a teaspoon of lemon juice, then tomato and lettuce and shredded cheese if you want it.
Yeah, that sounds great, man.
I don't know. But then, like, you go to the next page, and it's like tangy beet and spinach salad. Who eats beets?
I don't know. I juice beets.
Yeah. Did you try them?
They taste like dirt. They taste like dirt, man. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, time out, Gary. I'm mad at you, by the way.
Why?
Because I wanted to reschedule this show for another night.
Why?
Because WWE SmackDown is down at US Bank Arena tonight.
Obviously, you were going to go.
Yeah, I was. I'm upset. I'm missing the action right now.
Yep.
I saw Rick Toms is like working production there or something.
Yeah, he's doing a production runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
he
that.
does that.
Does he get paid for
every
that?
time he? Yes, he gets
I would
paid.
imagine he gets something. Yeah.
You know,
it's not much, but it's the opportunity.
Yeah, it's like sitting next to me.
Yeah, you get to hang out with The Rock, man.
I don't want to brag or anything, but sitting next to me on my wall of fame is my framed check from Zuffa.
Oh, for doing the UFC?
Yeah, and I actually made more money. I made more money in my travel expenses than the actual pay for my job.
Nice.
But to be fair, it was in Fort Campbell, which was like 3 hours away.
Right.
So, man, everybody's still... You seen this thread I'm in, Juan? Everybody asking about this Jaleel Willis interview?
I don't know. See what thread you're in. What thread are you in?
Rod Galvin, who's the media guy. I'm trying.
All right, listen, fellas, I'm going to get up here.
Jeremy Pender, we love you, man. Come back and see us.
I love you too, guys. Thanks for having
me.
See
you, Jeremy.
See you guys later. Bye. Ethan McGee says hey.
Fuck
hey, Ethan.
Bye.
What was I going to say? You know, some
about
guests...
your media.
Oh, yeah, Rod Galvin is the media guy. And he posted, I guess people were hitting him up, so he posted a status that says, waiting on the interview, and thanks, Gary, and I started this. Then Adam Nash wanted to know about the shirts we're supposed to order. Then I forgot that Juan said we were going to order them next week so we could just ship them directly to the winners. And what'd you say, Juan? Make sure that he still fought? Make sure the fight will still go?
Huh?
On those Game Changer shirts we're going to buy to support Adam Nash.
No, we're going to start the contest, but we're going to have we're going to announce the winners like a week before his fight. That way we can get the sizes that we can order the. Wait, when's his fight?
The 21st.
June 20th.
So we'll need to do it. Yeah, so we'll do it. We'll start the contest this week. We'll give it away next week, and then give it time for them to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, boy. So I'm doing the knockout hour now.
I feel sorry for him.
Carlo used to do it. Well, I feel sorry for them too. I've done it in the studio, and then we've been doing it over Skype last couple of weeks. And it's hard to talk. Like, I love Kelly Patrick to death, but if somebody doesn't know much about what you're talking about, it makes for awkward conversation. That'd be like
I
if
don't know.
I was sitting here talking with you two, and we're talking, and you guys started talking about tennis or DJing. You know, I know what a DJ does, but I don't know like the inner workings, or I don't know popular DJs, you know, shit like that.
Right. Like when you talk about games.
Yeah.
I can keep up with it, but no, I don't know about a lot of games.
Yeah.
I'm not a nerd.
Wolfenstein: The New Order. If you like those shoot 'em up games, like the first-person shooters.
Wolfenstein 3D back in the day was that shit, man.
Yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order is the shit.
Hey, Gary, so check this out, right? I don't know what I was watching. Today, they were talking about how video gaming... Oh, it was an article I was reading on how MMORPGs, or MMORPG, whatever the acronym is, the
Massive
multiplayer role-playing.
Yep.
Yeah, MMOR. Anyways, so they're talking about how video gaming is changing or reinventing the wheel, but not changing anything with it. And basically they're saying how online streaming, but not the actual gameplay, people watching people play games is the new thing, and it's turning into a $6 billion industry.
What I tell you, I've tried. I don't have the upload speed to stream. I've got a channel. I've tried it. I've got I literally streamed about 45 seconds of myself playing a game, and immediately got like 11 people on there watching. I'm like, how the fuck does that happen?
I mean, why would people I have a buddy that does it. He's a big Call of Duty guy, and I guess he's really good at it. And he makes all these channels and videos, and people watch them. It's like, how do you get people to watch you shoot people?
It's not. It's a lot of it is not about watching the game. It's like, just like if you come to this show and you get in the chat room, you can hear us in the background, but it's like it's a community. People are talking, all that shit.
I guess you could say it's the new form of Yahoo chat rooms when those first came about.
Like, for instance,
gotcha.
If you go to twitch.tv, that's the number one. There's a couple different ones, but there's a number one. If you just you can browse by channel or browse by game. Like the number one channel that's live right now that's streaming, and I actually subscribe. It's $5 to subscribe to a game or to a channel, and I only subscribe to one because you can follow all of them and you don't have to pay anything. But I subscribe to one just because of personal reasons. But it's not.
What are the personal reasons?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that with you right now. That's going to be on our gaming podcast.
Internet porn. It's like it's internet porn.
No. But listen, so there's the most popular channels, believe it or not, this is going to shock you, are the girls.
Oh, of course.
And they make fucking a killing, because not only can you pay the $5 and subscribe, and then it goes directly to the streamer, but they put like donate boxes. Like we have a donate box on Bluegrass MMA. 0 people have donated. Some of these bitches make $20,000 a night.
That's your hint to donate.
Aaron, throw us $3 in there just so we know it works. So, yeah.
No, you're right. But just think, hey, honestly. So since we're on an MMA radio show, MMA podcast, let's talk MMA. Why don't we do this for MMA? You know, there's events we go to every single weekend, week in, week out. You know, we don't have to do like a production level like we've seen this past weekend, Aaron. But just like, you know, me and Gary, we can pull up Blog Talk, we can pull up Ustream and stream us with the camera like facing the ring and with us so they can see what's going on in our reactions. I mean, doing stuff like that, I mean, that to me would get a lot of...
I don't think it's that hard either.
I could be wrong.
Like my channel didn't take no time to set up, and I went through and checked it, you know, did like the overlay, you know, so you would capture what was going on in the cage, obviously, and then you would have a smaller one with us talking about it. So
the
like
only
today,
thing that would suck... Go ahead.
Like today, I watched probably the only non-MMA podcast besides like Rogan and Joey Diaz is the Co-Optional Podcast, which is streamed on Twitch. Now, as a channel, they can set the chat room to where only subscribers can talk. At 3 o'clock, and this comes on during the middle of the day, at 3 o'clock there was 19,000 people watching this on Twitch. And probably 5,000 people in the chat room. Now, that's $5 a piece for them just to be able to fucking chat.
That's crazy.
Like, did you watch the PewDiePie video I sent last night, Juan?
I did, yeah.
Is that not crazy? Like, he's a dumbass. I don't really enjoy watching this shit, but...
Yeah, I don't either, but...
But he's now up to over 27 million subscribers. That's crazy.
It is. And you know what's crazy? So I watch somebody that has 3 million subscribers, and he makes
20,000 views.
He gets he gets close to 500,000 views on all of his videos that he posts daily. But he makes well over millions of dollars a year, and he only has 3 million subscribers. So I can only imagine what somebody like PewDiePie with 27 million subscribers is making.
Well, at one point they said he was making $65,000 a month.
I'm in the wrong business.
That's gotta be more than $65,000 a month.
No, the rate of pays went way down.
Well, the guy I'm thinking of also he makes sponsorship money. Take that into consideration.
Yeah, and now, but like the big thing is you have to get with these network channels like Machinima, Polaris, because there's so many different bullshit rules that you've got to jump through on YouTube, like copyright strikes. Like I could send a copyright strike pretty much to any channel, and they would have to fight it. And it's either 2 or 3 strikes, they just delete your channel. You lose everything.
Yeah, that's true. They just had a lawsuit against that, though. As far as these groups you have to join, like Machinima, there was a couple of them that were like the contracts that they had to enter into that they basically couldn't get out of.
Right. Yeah.
Sort of like a Bellator contract, in a sense.
Well, it's like the way I liken it to is like being a temporary employee. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a company and I pay my regular employee $20 an hour. Well, these channels will pay these people $10 an hour, and they keep the other $10. You know, so
and it's crazy, but it is definitely like me and Matt were saying last night. Video is where it's at.
I mean, so you could like put 2 cameras up, like you said, and put and point one at the cage and one at you guys, and stream it that way.
See, the only thing with that, though, is aside from you and maybe a couple other promoters, a lot of promotions won't allow us to do that because we're giving away their product for free.
Yep, that's true. They want to make some kind of money off of it. And to be honest, like, here probably in an hour, there's a guy that's going to go live on Twitch. His name's No Life Kriparian. He's awful to watch. He has no personality, but he gets thousands and thousands of people to watch. He probably makes like $500 or $600 a night streaming. You know, if you could translate that into something for MMA, you know, but there's no, like, they have Twitch TV, which promotes these channels, promotes the games and all that. We have no framework like that to promote what we would be doing. We'd have to do it all ourselves.
I mean, we have Ustream. Ustream is like both of them. They have promoted channels. So you would just do that. Or you can stream straight to YouTube.
That sucks, though. No, all the YouTubers that I watch, they hate that.
I didn't say it was good, but I mean, something you could do. But I mean, I'd rather do it to Ustream.
Did you get? Have you started playing with Wirecast or?
Man, the password I had doesn't work. So I have to
password for what?
Wirecast.
Oh.
Let's say
video.
Yeah.
I have it.
You have Wirecast?
Really?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. Dropbox.
Awesome.
Sweet. Guys, and you're semi-legal.
I do a lot of torrent downloading and stuff like that.
Well, no, that's what I did too. No, I have it. So every time I try to put the license in, it keeps saying that it can't connect to the server.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we could chat about this offline. That way it's not on air.
Yeah, we can chat offline. Yeah, we got like a minute left here. So thanks to everybody that's listening tonight to this 3-hour edition we missed last week. But we're going to work diligently to bring you a good product next week. Adam Nash is going to join us to help give away his shirts. We're going to talk about Hard Rock MMA, more IT fights, a little more volunteer brawl, maybe some Art of War. Might have to do double up again on our episodes for the week. Next week will probably, what do you say, Juan? Will probably be a good week to do it.
Do what?
Double up on our episodes. Or
yeah, we can do that.
We could do one fucking 10-hour episode through Skype.
On Sunday?
You want to do it on Sunday?
Look, we need to start a second podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Just like this, where we can shoot the shit and be like, what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, Matt Brown has his own now, so.
Who? There's no such person as Matt Brown, because we were supposed to get an interview with him, and it didn't happen. So in my world, Matt Brown's not even around. Was he at OFC?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Corner and Rocky Edwards.
And you didn't even get the hook up there.
He'll be hit me in the face tomorrow, so I'll yell at him.
Yeah, tell him. So when he hit you in the face, like, hey, would you care to talk to my boys?
Some douchebag. Oh.
Why the fuck you gotta be that way?
Hey, I already told you. I've been making fun of both of you today about me going to another radio show.
Did you go to that? Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. When was the last time they had an episode?
1942.
Yeah, today in June 1942. Anyway, thanks to all of our great guests tonight. I don't even remember who they all were. That was like 3 hours ago. But thanks to Aaron, obviously, for hooking us up with his fighters from IT Fights, Tim Loy, Rod Galvin, and all those guys and some people that we didn't get. Tomorrow night, you've got the Coyote Ugly show. They're going to talk about a show we didn't touch on, the NAAFS card that I'll be covering Saturday night from right here in this very seat. And then Thursday night, I'll have a couple more V3 guests. I have a couple more volunteer brawl guests on Thursday night on Pro MMA Now Radio with my new co-host, Juan, Tyler Saito, who is going to start helping us with Bluegrass MMA.
Oh, doing what?
Writing.
Nice.
And he's actually